What's going on? I am Nando.
And I'm DJ.
And oh my good golly gosh, hi, I'm Diggins.
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where every week we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively at the details. Woo!
Oh my god, I'm so scared.
Oh, it's so delightful to be here.
Well, this week we're talking about a movie that is one that people on the Discord were talking about a lot. And then me and Diggins saw it, so we were like, DJ, go see it. And then he did. So we are talking about 2025's Weapons. Which I'm only saying because, like, is there ever been another movie called Weapons? It's kind of a common word, right?
It's a 2007 movie called Weapons that Wikipedia always thinks I'm talking about when I go to look up stuff about this movie.
That makes sense.
I was gonna say I wasn't doing a character there. That was me actually being scared because Nando and Diggins bullied me into seeing this movie, and now I'm terrified.
Yeah,
yep,
it's
the
going to
three
happen
biggest
to you.
babies in the world. I'm
That's
true.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of Nando. It's DJ's the only person here who it could happen to, in a sense.
In what sense? Wait.
I mean, most of the things that happen in the movie, like, we would have to get involved before it happened.
Oh, sure.
DJ's the only one that it could just happen to.
That's a good point.
Right. I see what you mean. Yeah, and we'll talk about it.
Although right now, I'm just gonna say, I don't think Disruptor. By the way, that's the name of my son. Just moving forward canonically, his name is Disruptor. At least on the pod. I don't think Disruptor. Legally. Yeah. I do not think he could get out of the house and do Weapons today.
There's only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Someone
Let's
get
do
out
all
your
the
treat.
things,
Well,
secret things that make it a Weapons.
Sorry.
I actually think
if there was anybody who was like
than usual on this one.
I was gonna say if there was anybody that was like, I don't want to get spoiled by Weapons, and heard just that thing that you said and was like, that's what I thought it was, that would be insane. Like, I'd be like, there's you need more context than that to really pick up any of the finer points of it.
I don't think we've crossed the line. I'm just saying we should be careful about this one because I do think
Nando's gonna have to go back and bleep it out though, because I mean now that would just be funny for the joke.
That's true.
What could they have been talking about?
What could we have been talking about? Well, first we got to talk about the news this week.
Oh my
Big
gosh.
news. I don't think we've talked about this yet because I don't remember when this was announced. I don't know if it was around when we did the live stream or not. I think it was probably since then. But they're doing. Oh no, we may have talked about it on live stream a little bit. They're doing the K-pop Bounty Hunter screenings on the sing along thing.
You guys were like, it's going to win Oscars, and I'm like, I don't know.
It should.
I think it will.
I do.
I mean,
I think if they put it in theaters long enough.
I wasn't saying nothing about should. I was just expressing skepticism that it would.
Okay. Dickens, because if I recall, your argument the last time was you don't even think Netflix will do the legwork to put it in theaters long enough for it to be eligible to be nominated.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I will say, since then, I have gotten an email from the Angelica, which is one of the theaters in New York City it has to run in to be Oscar eligible, that they were doing some of those sing-along screenings. So maybe it'll be eligible.
So if we were to if that were to happen, you still don't think it would win?
It might get nominated because sometimes they nominate some children's or sillier ones, but they always go for the serious credits song about how racism's bad. You know what I mean?
I'd have to go look at the songs, but I feel like sometimes they want to just pick the popular song, and this is
DJ, when they do that, then it's the Disney song.
Well,
but that's not the case this time, right? Yeah.
So this
year is a really specific year.
I don't know. I think this might be an outlier. I'm trying to go back and look at the best original song.
I mean,
list.
Let It Go won its year, right?
Yeah.
I would have to assume.
That was 10 years ago.
I don't. Did it?
Did it not?
I'm genuinely not sure.
That's a good 2014 or 15. This is sometimes too where it's, and yes, it did. Let It Go did win.
Okay.
2013.
Well, yeah, it's
and
a
sometimes
Disney
they
one,
get
so
it
that
wrong.
doesn't contradict what I said.
2017, Remember Me, another Disney one.
There you go. Yep.
That's kind of a twofer. That's kind of like the serious emotional one and the Disney one.
Okay, 2022, RRR won for Natu Natu. That is not a like serious song. That is just like a fun, good song.
Yeah, but RRR was a phenomenon in like film circles that K-pop Demon Hunters is not.
I mean,
It's not yet.
As the person who has not seen K-pop Demon Hunters yet, I don't know if you can say where I feel like K-pop Demon Hunters is clearly more of a phenomenon than RRR ever was. If they're just doing these random sing-along screenings, apparently they're pretty much all sold out, and theaters are like filling up with extra screenings because it's so popular.
I mean, we just have to go back 2 years. What Was I Made For from Barbie by Billie Eilish.
Yeah, the boring, serious one instead of I'm Just Ken.
But I'm Just Ken wasn't the chart topper. What Was I Made For was the chart topper.
Yeah, and to be fair, the song that the people think will get nominated here is not what I would say is the banger, like far and away. It is the emotional one golden, about being sad. Yeah.
Now,
it's the Let It Go of this movie, actually.
But now, here's
it really
what
is.
I'm going to say, guys. So you think that K-pop Demon Hunters is a song from K-pop Demon Hunters is on the same level as El Mal from Emilia Perez? That's what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I do.
Are you trying to self-immolate your own argument? Is that the plan?
Whoa. Again, I never said anything about the song being bad or good. I'm merely talking about its chances of winning. El Mal is a serious song about how racism and corruption are bad. It's just also a terrible song and a terrible movie.
But it is also kind of like the fun song of that movie also. Like it services both. It's peppy, right? It's very dancey. And,
I would say it's one of the more fun songs in that movie. I would say the fun song is the one that everyone has that one line from that was memed all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go back and see songs like what I would equate to like Golden from like an animated movie that didn't win. And the most recent one is 2021 Encanto. It did, but they picked the wrong song, right? They picked Dos Oruguitas, which is the sad song at the end, not Bruno, and that lost to No Time to Die from
DJ, please say that again.
Dos Oruguitas? Oruguitas, thank you. But that is the sad, serious song at the end of that movie because they didn't pick the right one, which was Bruno, because they got that one wrong. And that lost out to No Time to Die. Also, the chart topper from that year. So
well,
I just don't see how Golden doesn't win. If it's
do you not think it's...
DJ, my next point then is that the reason why that's the last time a song comparable to K-pop Demon Hunters lost is because that's the last time a song from an animated movie was nominated.
If we're not talking, I guess, yeah, you're right.
I thought we were just talking about if it's going to win Best Animated Movie, because if it gets nominated for that, I think it wins this year for sure.
I was talking song. I was specifically.
I was talking song this whole time.
Yeah, like like Golden song.
What else has a song this year that you think could even beat it? Have we heard any other songs?
What's the racial movie this year? What's our Green Book or the good version of Green Book?
No, the bad.
It doesn't have to be the good version of Green Book. Once again, DJ El Mal from Emilia Perez, last year's winner.
That's a great point. So yeah, what's our Green Book? what do we got? Anything from Avatar? Does Avatar have songs? We're gonna pull something out from there.
I'm
they have
sure
like
there'll be
some
credit
fucking
song.
stuff. Yeah, but I wouldn't say. I mean, they've never gotten. They didn't get nominated last year, I don't think, or whenever the last one of those came out, 100 years ago. I can't remember, but
not for song.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the Academy Occam's razors it, and I could see a scenario similar to an animated movie. It's like, wow, my kid won't stop singing this like Golden song. All right, vote, right? Like I could absolutely see that happen.
Oh wait, there's a song in that movie called Golden?
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh my god, my niece has been bugging her parents this whole week to play Golden. and she says
Yep.
it's from a movie, and I was like, what song is this?
This is why I got to get with it, Diggins. It's everywhere. It's eventually
serious,
going to
Diggins?
just
I'm
show up in your
100%
house.
serious. This has been happening.
Wow.
I'm on
Yeah.
I'm on vacation with my family
Right.
right now, so my parents and my sisters and my older sister's family. And yeah, my 4-year-old niece, well, whenever we're in the car together, is like, "Mommy, play Golden."
I mean, it's got to be that. It's no other
It's
option.
K-pop
So,
Demon Hunters.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. I'm telling you. I would say it's a lock. I honestly would say it's a lock. So we'll see.
I mean,
when
the only other one that I
Well-
would say, looking at this list now, I don't know if Wicked 2 has an original song, but I think it kind of has to.
I
We
thought-
do know that it's going to have
Yeah.
2
Wicked
original
one-
songs.
yes.
Wicked 1 did, but it was bad, I think.
But
right?
No, Wicked One didn't have an
Wicked-
original song.
Oh, right. No, the bad song was also still from the stage show.
yes.
Yeah, Wicked 1 had an original bit of song with Kristen Chenoweth, but that didn't qualify.
Right. Well, yeah, Dina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth did an original verse in an existing song. You're right.
Yeah,
But
they
this
did
new
say
one
they're gonna
has an
write
original
songs
song.
for this.
I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah,
for a
one for
second that the
each
Peter Dinklage
person.
song was original. I was like, no, that bad song is in the stage show.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose, yeah, and I could see that song also like whatever being on the radio chart topping. It happened with Ariana Grande's version of Popular last year.
I
It was like
feel
all
like,
over the
though,
radio.
Every time there's a musical and they try to push the original song that they made to win
Yeah.
an award, that never gets any traction. It's always bad.
Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough. But that, like,
It's-
yeah, I think Nando, to your point of like what could possibly be out there. I think that's I wouldn't look past that. But like right now, I would still put my money on Golden. I really would.
Oh, me too. And
So-
but can you? I mean, it's pretty crazy that they have these. Oh wait, is the Sinners song original?
Oh,
Shit.
Because that's got racism in it, and
I
it was
think most of them
popular.
might be covers. I think most
Yeah,
of them
that's
might be
probably
covers of
true.
existing songs.
Yeah, all the Irish ones are.
Mm.
Is the one that Sammy does? Is that?
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the one
one.
thing. Like that's the one you would nominate, right? The one
Mhm.
Sammy plays in the middle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that's
If it's
original,
original
or
or
not.
not. Yeah. That is
But
a good call, though.
Yeah, that's the only
Good
other
song
one.
here,
They
man.
might
It's
have
a
it.
good song.
I
here.
mean, we'll see. I feel like, there's some other movies that are coming out where, like, who knows? They could have a song. That Marty Supreme movie, maybe there's a song in there. Like that one where what's his name plays table tennis. Could have a song. We'll find out. But yeah, they have the K-pop Demon Hunters thing. The screenings are apparently packed, and it's a sing-along screening. Now, Diggins, you haven't seen the musical or heard it yet.
Nope.
This is a fucking nightmare. Like, I would, if I worked in one of these movie theaters, I would just, I don't know, like run, change my name, get out of the country for a couple months. Cause like, you haven't seen this. So like, you haven't heard it, but like, you kind of assume, like the way we talked about it, it's kind of the let it go of this movie. That one song, which it is, except it's much harder to sing. And the kids trying to hit the high note in that will destroy the projectors in the theaters they're in. Like,
So
fires.
here's
will
a
start.
question. So obviously she loves the song. She definitely hasn't seen the movie. She's just heard the song.
Yes.
Is it an appropriate movie to watch with my 4-year-old niece?
Yeah. Easy.
For sure. Yeah.
Too easy. Would
And it's
you
even
do,
got
would you do
karate, but
Spider-Verse?
it's that.
It's at the exact same level as Spider-Verse.
I
think.
mean, like, I would. I don't know if they would enjoy Spider-Verse just because I feel like it requires a little more engagement than a 4-year-old can give.
See, that's a different question, right? Like that might be tough. I don't know. The demons in the movie are like the kind of demons with like cute faces and big eyes, and like when
Yeah.
they die in like a puff of smoke.
Mhm.
So it's
So it wouldn't be inappropriate.
That's
No,
correct.
definitely not.
Yeah, I could not speak to the attention grabbing nature of it. That might be tougher.
I mean, it's quite bright and just kinetic. I feel like, if anything, it's like got that kind of Coco Melon, something's always happening thing that a child
Not
is trained
wrong.
to like. And I do
Oh,
think
man.
like Spider-Verse is that
I
too.
don't know.
It's
If,
just very.
I don't know if trying to
but-
convince me that I should watch it, you should say it's like Coco Melon.
I'm just saying, it'll catch a kid's attention. It's better than Coco Melon for sure. I've never seen Coco Melon, so probably, but it's definitely.
It also
great.
opens like pretty like quick and but also like the music's just like really catchy, right? Like the
Honestly,
first song that opens is good.
I would be worried about exposing them to more songs from it, because then you may have to listen to even more of them.
Problem.
Oh, Nando, I don't have to. Their parents do.
No, they can get fucked. Who cares? Yeah.
Exactly. I don't have to. This is what being an uncle is, Nando. I can lob a grenade into the room and just walk out.
That must be nice. Nando, to your point about the those notes that Rumi hits, and her the singer, the K-pop artist EJ hits. It really is. It eclipses those some of Indita Menzel like high notes and Let It Go, and I hadn't even thought about that. I was thinking more like the aisles just cramming with people trying to do like the soda pop dance. Like that also has to be like awful.
That, or kids getting up in the front row between like the audience and the movie theater to like act out certain dances in front of them. I feel like that would be pretty annoying. But
to be fair, or I don't know, you're not going to this production,
right?
Diggins, you're not going to go. Let me go to the sing-along and watch K-pop Demon Hunters for the first time.
For the first time? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and no one should. And I imagine no one is.
They should not do a sing-along so then I can watch it in peace. Like, there should be a normal along for adults.
Like, for every 10 sing-alongs, there should be a normal along.
But doesn't that one become the sing-along? Who's just going with their hands in their lap? Like, not,
Well, DJ,
and a bunch
most
of other
people
me's
who see a musical movie in a theater, because most versions of musicals in a theater are not sing-along.
Yeah.
Right, but
That's true.
I think this one, it's like, I don't know. I think the expectation has just been changed. It was like a Netflix movie, and then it was put in for like the sing-along version, and like would people, like, you would, I don't know, need someone to come out beginning saying no one sing along or do soda pop in the aisles, but even then I don't know if they would listen.
Like a bat or something, and just like hit their hand in the bat and go, you guys be serious.
That guy from Megalopolis who comes out on stage in the middle of the movie to sing to like be part of it, and just every time there's a song they're just standing there with the bat, like whacking their hand a couple times, like, don't you do it.
And then I just feel like it's and again, Diggins is someone who hasn't seen it. The song, the first time it is sung, it is a plot point that this character can't even hit the note that she's trying to sing. So like, there's no way these kids can do it. Like, it's gonna fucking suck. And I feel bad for them. I feel bad for their parents. And I mean, all the rest of the songs are also, I'm sure, too difficult for most kids to sing without sounding very tough. I mean, but like,
a bunch of the lyrics are in Korean, like, you're just like fumbling your way through those.
I know.
Well, I mean,
that's gonna be tough.
I don't know if your son likes to sing along to songs, if Disruptor likes to sing along to songs, DJ.
Yeah.
But from my experience, again with nieces and nephew, not really saying the words is an integral part to them singing along in the first place.
That's true.
That's a good point. Yeah, no, we're going through right now. We're going through Lion King. That's the new hotness.
Oh, well, yeah, plenty of Nasatuenya and stuff. Like, none of us know what that is.
Songs in Swahili in that movie.
You would not guess, by the way, Disruptor's favorite song in Lion King.
The one that they cut, that's in the director's cut, released years later, that is about like Zazu.
Oh, the Morning Report? No, I'm gonna guess it's the one with the sexy eyes by Elton John. The one where the
one
cat
where
goes,
Simba
ooh.
And Nala get down and dirty.
I'm worried that one's gonna be. I guess I hadn't seen it, in a minute, and that one, the bedroom eyes thing, where like I was like, oh right, I'm like, I hope that doesn't like mess up with Disruptor. I want him to stay pure for
pure for his furry phase to hit later in life. Like, you don't want to get that.
I'm gonna have to keep away from Zootopia.
Early.
I can't have him see that fucking lion. There's just no way.
He's too sexy. Wait, you mean the horse? He's a horse.
Oh, horse.
Unless the lion was the mayor in the first one,
right?
But it seems like a horse is the new mayor.
Let's be honest, kind of a beefcake too.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
This horse, I can't have him see the horse. I just can't do it.
The horse is, it's gonna be something. I don't want to go to a movie theater for that either. For the same reason, it's just gonna be too loud, too much screaming from the audience. Yeah. But things that
I was gonna say
that's what the world is.
Be prepared, by the way. It's Be Prepared.
Oh,
That's in no way surprising. That's like one of the
Low-key
best
his
songs in
favorite
the
song.
movie.
it was.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a
maybe
popular
he has
song.
taste. Disruptor has taste. That's what it means.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe he's a
Anyway.
fascist. You know.
Jury's out.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean,
All kids are kind
Yeah.
of fascists, you know.
Your
They
disruptor's
don't-
coming up to you like, Daddy, I think you should take the DHS deal.
no. I want some nice Christmas gifts. So you go work that overtime, hustle, grind, set. You get that nut.
Plus-
You get that nut.
Hustle.
Plus,
grind
you have
set.
you have to protect the future for the safety of me, your white child.
Oh no.
Mhm. The
Sorry, Nando, you were saying.
it's Scar's white, right? He's
I mean,
supposed to be.
Jeremy
he looks
Irons
different,
is.
right? But he looks different than all the other lions, and he's also
Yes.
kind of like a pariah. But it's more because of like his scar and just the way that he is.
I would say if he's coded as anything, Nando, he's not coded as a person of color. He's coded as queer.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I believe, and I only know this tangentially, I have not watched the film. Apparently Mufasa gets into this. The movie Mufasa gets into this.
The movie gets into this. Oh, the new
Well,
one.
no.
Okay.
Like,
I was gonna say, is it
movie
spelled out
Mufasa.
in the stars? Like next to the word sex is also like brother into other boy lions or something.
I think they do the opposite, Nando. They try really hard to push the no Scar was straight, you guys.
Yeah.
well, he has a daughter, right?
Mm.
His
With
son.
a lady.
That's a great point in
Right,
the
sorry,
second one.
son.
It's Simba's
Yeah.
daughter and Scar's
Right,
son.
it's our son.
That's right. Yeah.
So, couldn't have been queer, guys.
It could impossible. There's no other way. There's no other way to explain it.
hmm Especially in
Yeah.
earlier periods of American history, gay people never
Mhm.
had children just as a way to fit in.
Never.
Or even just because they wanted to. They wanted to have a child, and even though they weren't, attracted to women, they still, went through with that to have what do they call those now? Lavender marriages?
Is that? I've never heard that before.
I've never heard
That's
that
cool.
either.
Well, that's if both parties are gay, but yeah.
Mm. Good for them. Lavender's a cool color. So
It
it sounds
is.
nice to say lavender.
Lavender.
hmm
As opposed to like
Lavender.
puce or mauve.
Oh,
Like
or
lavender.
chartreuse.
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse?
Well,
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse
I don't
isn't
like
a purple,
chartreuse.
right? Like I'm thinking more like the purples have like weird names. Chartreuse is like a blue.
I don't know. How do you
Or is
feel
it a
about
red?
indigo?
Looks like
I mean,
chartreuse it's a green.
Oh, it is. Okay.
It's like a lime green. Mm.
Hmm.
But you're saying the purples are.
I'm thinking the purples. Yeah, and I mean mauve is like, but yeah, you got mauve,
Mauve is there.
puce, lavender, violet. Violet's not bad, but
Oh,
yeah,
that's okay.
it's like one of those things where like I think the color is also a nice color, but I think it got a good name, and like I think if you switch the names of lavender and mauve, I think mauve might be the lavender of this situation. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
maybe the name is part of it. I don't know.
What about periwinkle? How do you feel about that?
It's got its specific, it's like a cute one, right? Like it's not this, it doesn't have the same kind of steam that comes with it, or like the same, like, ooh, lavender.
Wasn't there a character in Blue's Clues called Periwinkle?
There was, yeah. I believe it was the friend. No, wait. There definitely was, but it wasn't the friend, because the friend was magenta.
Is a cat? There's a cat
Oh, that's right. Yeah. There was a cat, the hero of
with
the
a little
show.
cape. I think it was a magician. Hmm.
Okay. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. This is a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he really didn't even kind of look like Blue either. This seems like a character from a completely different show. Like, but yeah, you're right. He's a magician.
That's great.
And his relatives, his grandfather's name is Mauve. So there you
Oh
go.
my gosh.
It's all a conspiracy.
Wow. Are you looking at his Wikipedia page right now, or his fandom, Blues Clues fandom
The
page?
fandom thing. I am. Yeah. Yeah.
In Bluestock, which I'm assuming was a concert, his partner was Macy Gray. But she doesn't do magic. She's a singer. But maybe he sings too.
Or maybe she's the musical accompaniment to his magic.
That's true. He's like Mr. Mistopheles when you think about it. Even as a kid, he doesn't have a top hat though.
Now there's a sing-along I'd go to.
Yeah.
Did you talk about Magenta already?
We did, yeah. Magenta. I feel like Magenta's more of a red. Like,
yeah. But Magenta's
Magenta's a good color. Oh yes, Magenta is a dog.
Was one of the first like
right.
non-blue animals introduced in that show, I think.
That's right.
It's kind of coming back to me.
Yeah, Magenta was big. It was a big deal.
Huge.
Huge deal. But you know what else is a huge deal?
What else is a huge deal, Nando?
Excuse me, I want to say speaking of animals, are there animals in this movie? Not as many as you'd expect.
Not really.
Yeah, no. There's not really. These guys should get. Do you think animals would have fixed it? Like that. Have you seen the trailer for that movie Good Boy where the dog can see the ghosts? Ooh, I have not. That's gonna be something. Not that this is ghosts. Anybody that's listening, maybe it's ghosts. Who knows? But there's a new horror movie out where a dog can see the ghosts. So it's like Courage the Cowardly Dog, but with a real dog. So it's just like emoting. It's pretty funny.
I don't think an animal would have prevented it. An animal may have been able to help fix it sooner.
For sure.
There is a mention of canine units, but we never see them. That's something, right? That's
true. I feel like there must be. Well, we'll kind of go through it and we'll see. But yeah, let's talk about weapons. 2025's weapons. Who's in charge of the IMDb this week? I cannot remember.
No, I was running it last week. I believe Nando won, so Nando is now in charge.
Okay, great. Then
he's so happy he doesn't have to summarize the movie.
I mean, listen, as much as I don't want to
summarize.
We'll talk about it.
We'll see. But I mean, it's up to you guys. But so I'm in charge of the IMDb B's and Spelling Bee for weapons. Huge movie of this week, directed by, as everyone knows, Zach Krager from Whitest Kids You Know, the Abraham Lincoln that yells at him, among other things. But I feel like that's probably the sketch most people recognize. Stars a bunch of stars. Everyone loves Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, Alden Ehrenreich, Benedict Wong, so many.
Justin Long.
And Justin Long in a little bit of a little thing. But he was in... By the way, have you guys seen Barbarian? You gotta get that one out of the way. Okay, yeah. So he seems like Justin Long is like the guy who's gonna be like his, Nathan Fillion just pops in all these. So that's pretty cool.
Well, Justin Long was like a major part of Barbarian and is in this movie for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, but he has to be the only actor that's in both, right? Like from what I can tell.
As far as I know, I mean, there's not that many actors in Barbarian.
Yeah, a lot of actors in this. And there's even an IMDb summary, and I'm looking at it right now, and it's crazy.
Whoa.
It's great. And where they get these from, it's kind of, actually, it has to do with economics. You guys familiar with supply and demand?
Kind of.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So that is how you make stuff and how stuff gets made, why they make stuff. For if you need it, then they make it. So that's actually how there's a number of supply and demand that the government gets every year from all the businesses, and they go, these are our supplies and our demands and stuff, and then they tabulate that. They used to. That guy's now fired, but there used to be a guy, and for I don't know what they're going to do in the future, but for weapons this exists, who would tabulate all that and turn it into a big graph. And if you look at the graph, if you overlay the graph with a map, the graph points on the graph correspond to the names of cities. And then if you figure out what the cities are named, they spell out the IMDb summary for certain movies. So
interesting. Which
map? It's the map of the place that has the, so America, I guess, would be where this one came from, because that's where the movie comes from. Even if it's filmed overseas, which many, many movies are. I will say this summary just pretty solid. I'm really curious to see where you guys go with it, but I will say...
May I ask a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it give anything away?
Not really.
Okay.
If you've seen the trailer, even just the first trailer, I think that's the max information you get from the summary.
Okay.
But
cool.
Yeah, so who lost last week?
DJ did because I was in charge.
All right. So DJ, would you like to go first or second? DJ's having a hard, and this is a tough
He's
choice
really
for
thinking
DJ
about
to
it.
make.
He's
I
having a deep,
understand
long think.
Because usually there's so much craziness where it's like, oh, it's bad summary, but now it's like, oh, maybe it's a good summary. So
yeah, so it takes a lot of consideration because you're like, okay, it's a good summary and it doesn't give anything away. So it's like you got to think both like in terms of how do I make the words good, but also how do I not say things that I shouldn't.
that's right. So I can't wait to hear what DJ says about this.
I'll go second. What is going
Okay, great.
on? This is
Diggins,
crazy.
you go first.
The fuck is going on?
This movie is crazy, DJ. You're right.
It's you know, it's just this something some great evil, great podcast evil has corrupted your microphone, or
This is insane. Okay, I will go second.
All right.
Great. All right, Diggins, you're first.
A town is reeling after 17 children in a single classroom all disappear overnight. The distraught community struggles to find answers in the wake of this tragedy.
Okay.
Damn, that was good. All right.
DJ.
Okay. All right. After all of the children from a single classroom except one disappear in the middle of the night with no explanation, a community is left to put the pieces of the puzzle together and must figure out what caused the shocking and mysterious disappearance.
The Shocking and Mysterious Weapons 2025.
Also weapons, also Josh Brolin, and just all the actors. I put that after my summary in case they're
very
good.
good. I'm gonna say I do have a winner.
Ooh,
and
spicy.
I don't even have like a fun trivia or something. There's some trivia, but some of it is kind of like doesn't really work.
Maybe do it if you're on the fence about if I won or not. That might persuade me.
Oh, so you don't. If I'm on the fence, I mean, I would have to be on the fence if you won or not, no matter what, right?
I guess like, what DJ is saying is, like if you're leaning towards that he lost, then you should do a tiebreaker. But if you're leaning towards that he won, then you shouldn't.
I agree.
Right.
Diggins.
That makes
He's
more
so
sense.
smart. Everyone's get it for Diggins. He's the best. And Nando, also the best.
Wow. You know what? Because you said that, DJ, I think you won.
Yes.
Damn it.
DJ,
so you should have more
DJ
flattery in your
like,
summary.
Handily win. But so I'm going to read it and you'll see what I mean.
Okay.
When all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanished on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. So DJ got the all but one child thing, the class, no specific times or anything. Say the class. And no, yeah, you did too. But all but one child was the one that I really liked. And then also DJ's ended with the word disappearance. I thought that was good. You called it a community. Diggins called it a community, but also called it a town earlier in the summary. And yeah, I just feel like DJ's was right on the money.
I mean, you agree to disagree.
As much as I'd like to do a tiebreaker, I certainly can't.
I certainly can't.
I mean, I
can't. I mean, I'm sure I
within
could.
your rights.
Well, Diggins, maybe flatter Nando more and see if it'll make him feel better. Or threaten him with the Epstein files. It's,
Oh, we're still doing that. I think we all forgot about that. No one even cares. It's all fine. Whatever.
It's all right.
Yeah, pretty weird.
I hope Nando doesn't mind when a bunch of jackbooted thugs take over his city tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say.
I was going to say, Nando better hope that nothing happens at 2:17.
Oh, that's true. There was a did you see they did screenings at 2:17? Some not a lot, on the first day.
I think some of them that's was the quote unquote midnight release for some of them.
God, I would love if people just ran out of the theater like this. Like that would be fucking awesome.
That would be
Remember
pretty
when we
cool.
went to the midnight release of Skyfall and it was at 12:07 because it was 007?
Oh, I forgot about
Cute.
that. Yeah, that's not as cool, I guess, because it's not like he's like doing something at 12:07. It's just like a thing. Like he wouldn't know what that means in the movie, but these guys would be like, "Oh shit, the time." Yeah. We'll get to it, but yeah, very interesting. So congratulations, DJ, on winning the summary outright. Which means you, DJ, get to tell us what you thought of 2025's Weapons.
All right, cool. This is tricky. So, what was the movie recently where I was like, I hated it,
28
but it's
days later. Or 28 years later,
like,
right? Yeah.
It's a great movie that Nando and DJ liked, but that Nando and Diggins liked, but DJ hated because he's a coward.
Right. So
which
I
have seen at least one other that version of that take of like I hated that movie from someone that I like whose opinion I respect. So maybe there's other views out there.
There we go. We're brave. We're brave.
Yeah. There are dozens of us.
Yeah. I am certainly not there with Weapons. I did not hate this movie. What's so hard is like when there is a movie I watch that is just so outside. I just do not like horror movies. And this is like a pure like horror movie. It is like firmly like entrenched in that genre with, I don't want to get like too spoilery, but like even like non-spoiler, like there's like, I forget what's in the trailer, but like there's like jump scare stuff in there. There's people staring at you from afar and it's like, oh, what the fuck is that? Right. And it's like, okay,
I will say, while that stuff does happen and is spooky, when you find out what it is, I find it kind of hilarious.
Yeah. So this is the interesting thing, right? The movie does a really good job about having the thing be like a mystery and you piece it together. And it's like really good at like cueing you in. It's like, also it's, whatever, not spoilery, but it's told non-linearly. It's not a linear story, right? We get different POV characters, and
I think that's
which I liked. I liked that, by the way. I thought it was like a good storytelling for that device like this and how they did it. And I thought the movie was executed well, but like I didn't like it because I was uncomfortable the whole time because I'm a baby. But like I think that if you're even kind of a fan of horror movies, like you should go watch this movie. It's like I think it's compelling enough what the mystery thing is. When you find out, I don't know, it's like a little stupid, but it's fine. I didn't hate it. We'll talk about it. I will say that the strangest like gear shift of this movie, it ends full comedy. Like I was again,
I would say it starts to end full comedy, and then it brings that comedy to its natural conclusion, which is horrifying.
Fair enough. That's fair. But like in the comedy beat of that, when there's a lot of stuff happening, like I'm not trying to be very rude and laugh heartily, but I am like chuckling. Like
the movie wants you to laugh.
Okay, well, I didn't know because I was like tense the whole time, and I wanted to be wrapped up in my little blankie, and I'm peeking, through my fingers. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like I didn't know what the reaction to have was, but my natural inclination was to laugh at the end because it was hilarious. Right, and following your point until it goes to its natural conclusion. But like, yeah, I feel so weird because I didn't leave it like 28 days later where I was like, I hated that, or how I left Hunger Games, the most recent one with Snow White,
snakes.
Yeah, and was like dog shit. This was more not for me, but definitely a good movie. So
yeah, how you left Snow White.
Tough. That is how you left Snow White. Yeah. I would say that Snow White in the Hunger Games that has Snow White in it. Rachel Zegler, that's her name. It'd be very, very clear. But yeah, I would say, because we're going to be doing a lot of spoilers because you just kind of have to, and even outside the plot summary, some of the nitpick stuff. But like, go take your arms, put them out either side, palms facing east and west, or north and south, I guess, whatever cardinal directions you like, and just start running to the theater and go see it. Maybe 217 if you want. So yeah, that's what I thought of Weapons. Diggins, what did you think of Weapons?
Well, I'm also a big baby coward, of course, who gets scared when there's a shadow that I don't expect, and cries and pisses his pants. However, unlike DJ, I am comfortable with that feeling. So I don't mind when a movie scares me and makes me piss my pants.
Okay.
So I thought this movie was really good. I had a great time with it. I think there are many points in this movie where it is intentionally trying to make you laugh.
Okay.
Because I think horror both is good at sort of riding that line of like sort of something that is horrifying but is also kind of funny. Like well executed horror can like ride that line really well. Both because that and also because like the tension release of laughter is like very key and like very useful in sort of maintaining horror, because something that leaves you keyed up from like the beginning to the end just gets exhausting. Having those like moments where you sort of like laugh or like something or you know, low moments where it's not scary or it's funny or whatever is like key to sort of keeping you engaged in a way where you don't get exhausted by the movie. And I think this movie does all of that super well. I'm the only person here who watched Barbarian, I guess.
I've seen it. Oh, I've seen Barbarian.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you hadn't.
No.
So Nando may agree or disagree with this. I imagine agree because I feel like it's a pretty anodyne statement. This is sort of like Barbarian done like on a larger scale almost. Like it's just sort of takes the essential trick of that movie and just sort of like does it multiple times throughout the film instead of just the once that Barbarian does it. Which is just sort of like introduces you to what seems like it's going to be a fairly standard horror premise, which it is doing well and it's executing well. And if the whole movie was just that, it would be fine. But then like does like a perspective shift or a time jump or something, like shows you things from a different angle that sort of like really changes what you thought was happening in a way that is like really interesting. Barbarian does that like once, maybe twice, depending on how much you saw the other one coming. I think by the time you get to that second shift, like you could pretty much piece it all together yourself. But this movie does it like 5 times. And I think each one is done very well. I think all the perspective shifts are like come at the right moment where like something really bizarre has just happened and you're like, what the hell could that be? And then it goes and explains a different thing than the thing you're wondering about, but that also sort of reveals something about what you're wondering about until you finally get to the end where it all sort of comes together. So yeah, overall, I think this is a really well-structured movie that I had a lot of fun with. I definitely think if you want to see it, you should see it before we talk about the spoilers, because I think it would be a perfectly enjoyable movie if you know what's going to happen, but I think it is more fun if you sort of let the movie surprise you. What about you, Nando? What did you think?
You know, I'm more or less I'm where you are. I think if you want to like, cuz also, you know, third one to say, also a coward, never watches horror movies, has started more recently, but like doesn't watch, like I have to be convinced, I think, by the horror movie to watch it more than I am with other things, where it's like, this is a good one, this is by a guy you like, this stars someone you like, then I'm like, okay, this I can check this out. The fact that this one was like such a mystery and was marketed as such a mystery, I think was what put me over the edge of like, all right, I gotta see what's going on then. And I like, as much as I like Barbarian, and like I enjoy it. I like the idea of Zach Krager, Whitest Kids You Know, being like the new kind of guy, and this whole thing of, you know,
the new
comedy
Jordan
people
Peele of a really funny guy who suddenly becomes a huge horror man.
Yeah, and like I think that's very cool. I think like, I guess, and I'm like a huge Whitest Kids You Know fan, so I'm like from back in the day. There was apparently a reference to Whitest Kids You Know in this movie that I did not catch, which probably should have been my trivia, because it's not really a spoiler. Did either of you guys catch it? Did
I've never seen Whitest Kids You Know.
I didn't catch it.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it as it comes up then. But yeah, so very into it. I think going into it knowing who was in it, I was like, I hope this works for Alden Ehrenreich specifically, because like Julia Garner's having, you know, like a moment, although that Wolfman movie wasn't very good, but like she's doing fine.
She was
Josh
just in the
Brolin, obviously,
Fantastic Four.
she was just a fit exactly, and like so I think her star is you know, on the rise. Josh Brolin's Josh Brolin, but then like Alden Ehrenreich was when I saw the thing, I was like, oh, I've always felt like there's something there. And to be fair, he's had roles, and like he was just in the Ironheart, for example. Exactly. And like the Han Solo movie that almost kind of used him, right? But I was pretty impressed and happy with how this movie used him, because I do think this is like his speed. And I was pretty excited to see him, you know, just to see him shine. I agree, like the Magnolia-ness of the movie, which is what I've seen a bunch of interviews with Zach Greger. He compares this to Prisoners, Magnolia, something else I can't remember. Maybe the other ones are like kind of spoilery, but those are the two where it's like Prisoners visually and also kind of with the paranoia, whatever, and then Magnolia structurally. But like, so I enjoyed all of that. I also think it's quite funny. I would say if you're scared, like we were, just go online and try to find a list of all the jump scares and see if you can find it without context. But like, if you think a jump scare is going to happen, it probably is. And, you know, put your head in the popcorn bucket or whatever, and then ride it out. But I don't think there's too many of them for it to be enjoyable. And it's one of those movies, I guess, what was another thing? There was something else like this year where, like, I guess like 28 Years Later is kind of like this, but not quite. But like there was another movie with a big kind of genre twist, or like not even twist, but just like it was this big genre whatever, where like up until the point when shit started going, you know, weird, I was like, I just watched these guys hang out. Like I was very into the, you know, interpersonal drama without any of the other stuff that's going on. So that I think was probably where, you know, where it won me over. And yeah, I think the end is good.
That's something that I always appreciate, and I think is key to making this sort of thing work. When a movie or a TV show or whatever is like doing a thing where I'm like, this is what it is now. Like this is the movie. Right. This is the show. I get it. And then like it suddenly goes like, no, it's actually something completely different. Like I feel like a big twist and a big change up like that really works well when the original thing it is pivoting from is interesting enough that you're like, this could be what it is, and I would be fine with that.
Right. You know what that was this year was Sinners for me, was the one where like them creating the party was enough for me to be like, this is interesting. I'm like, I like these guys. I like watching them, you know, quibble about what money they're going to take and like who's actually, you know, dating who and stuff. I like all that. So this was kind of like that. Yeah, I think this is hitting. Like, I don't know what the budget was and stuff. It seems like it was expensive because it had a lot of guys in it that are like expensive guys. You know, Wong doesn't come cheap. He's in all those Avengers and stuff. And then, you know, they're all Avengers by now. But well, no, Han Solo's in Avengers in, you know, Ironheart. But yeah, so like
the Gathering now.
Exactly. So like, I wonder, how did this do box office? Let's see.
I think pretty well, because I think it wasn't really that expensive to make.
Right? It can't have been. Okay, yeah, so worldwide it's currently at 161 mil. And like that's very good for a horror movie. And like, oh, okay, so recorded budget's like 38 million. So yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it's good. Did very well.
Excited to see what Zach Crager's Resident Evil is like, because that's the next thing he's doing apparently.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, and it's apparently like a original story in the Resident Evil verse, because the way he described it, he was like, well, the games already have stories. I'm not doing those again. And then I'm not just going to like come up with a different, like, I'm just going to come up with a different thing that is in that universe. Like, I think that's a good way to do it. With a thing that has such a specific story that people are into. Not like, you know, what was I going to say? It's the alternative. Like with Mortal Kombat,
Resident
where they
Evil
like
movies.
Well, yeah, those I feel like, yeah, I guess I'm thinking like when people say that, when they're like, we're going to take a new character and make it about, I'm like, oh shit, it's Mortal Kombat again or whatever. That's bad. But I think in this case, it makes sense, almost like in a kind of Andor-y way, where it's like, this is a story that hasn't been told yet in this environment, but makes sense. And like, I'd be down for that. Even
there's a difference between we're telling a new story in this universe that's centered on this new character, and we're telling the old story in this universe, but this new character is now the hero man that everyone loves.
Yeah. But maybe that's what they'll do. Who knows? And I'm excited to see what other stuff they do. I don't know what it'll be. But anyway, DJ, you won. Yeah. Congratulations. Diggins, you lost. So sorry. Would you
loss
like
is a strong term for what happened, I think. But
that's what that is. I'm known for my strong terms, my strength generally, so that makes sense. But Diggins, would you like to give us the IMDb summary for 2025's weapons?
Well, no, because we already did the IMDb summary. So
how dare you?
There's no need to do that.
How dare you?
But I'll do the summary of the movie in general.
Okay.
Because I'm a magnanimous. Again, loser feels too strong for how close and even some would say unfair it was. But I'll still honor the process.
Okay.
So as we said, this is a movie about like a tragedy hitting a community and, disappearing children and, all sorts of, kind of abuses of power going on. And, speaking of abuses of power, it reminded me of an episode of Joey that I watched recently. Have you guys been watching Joey?
Oh, I love Joey.
Yeah. Joey's the best.
Joey is such a good show.
And before you guys get on my case for this one, there are more specific ones I could use, but I felt like they were too spoilery or specific to things we haven't talked about yet to use.
Perhaps, yeah, that's true. Yeah. There was one really, really heavy link, but yeah, it's kind of a spoiler.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's the part where Joey throws 17 children into the sun.
That's right.
Which is what happens in this movie. No, yeah. He should do that, though.
No, so we're talking about Joey.
He spanked that kid last week. They probably wouldn't let him around kids anymore.
Well, apparently, actually, it turns out spanking kids you don't know while their parents aren't around is good. So Joey has the opposite message as the slap.
That's true.
Although actually the slap really wants to say it's good too. They just realize that you can't.
It is good.
Anyway. It's so this is Joey and the Stuntman. The 4th episode of season 2, I want to say.
That's right. Yeah.
So in this one, Joey is no longer allowed to do his own stunts because he beats up a makeup woman.
Yeah. He should know better. I was curious about that too because I had to go back and watch it again. They didn't like yell action or anything. They were just like, let's get the cameras rolling, and he's like, okay. He should know what that means.
He's an actor. Makeup people have come up to touch up his makeup right before a scene starts.
Yeah.
Presumably every time.
Yeah. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, he's an idiot, but still very, very unusual.
Knows no bounds sometimes.
But so he's still in the movie now. We get to meet the director for the first time, who's not Roland Emmerich.
Nope. Not even a little bit.
He's just weird. Some guy. Maybe he's the second unit director. I don't know.
Yeah. It's an action scene, so it would make sense.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, Roland Emmerich probably doesn't handle all like the stunt work, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he has to have a stuntman now. So he meets a stuntman who's a cool guy and punches him in the stomach to see how he would react. And Joey's all like, "Oh, I'm so hurt," because he's not a big tough man actually, and that's funny.
Right.
But more importantly, Zach appears to be living out of Joey's trailer now, which is interesting.
Love it.
But even more importantly than that, Joey just can't learn his lines.
Oh, what?
Yep.
the remembering anything is such a terrible burden. And you guys must have been like, wow, I feel so seen in this moment.
I mean, my job's not an actor, right? Like, his job is like to memorize the lines, right? You know, my job is to come on here and give bad opinions, and that's not even my job. Just something
true.
I do.
And also, like, this is a movie, you know? Like, I feel like this is way easier. Like, if, like, soap operas are real quick turnaround work, like, so you're getting lines and you're learning lines and then you're putting them out. So, like, that's what he started on, or at least where we, you know, Dr. Draker Moray. So, like, this should be a breeze for him.
Oh.
I don't know why he's having so much trouble.
Soap operas are not even what he started on. That's where he first got, like, some moderate success. But he started on plays. Memorizing the entire thing and then performing it from memory.
So yeah,
and he was doing plays as recently as last season.
That's true, and he knew the lines. He didn't know which play was that, but he got the lines all right.
Yeah, he did the whole monologue from Richard III.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So
good for him,
crazy, but yeah, he can't remember any of the lines. So the script supervisor's on his ass all the time about the fact that he doesn't know any of his lines. And like, I understand this woman's position. I would be very frustrated with someone who was this incapable of doing even the most basic aspect of their job, especially the part that is directly my responsibility to make sure that they do.
For sure.
She's a little rude, right?
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, she's, you know, they have an interesting relationship, and yeah, they, you know, it would be the most annoying person to work with, so he would kind of bring that out of her, even though she's working with a child. But it seems like the child has it together. They look very professional. But it's also weird because, like, we'll find out later, I don't know, it seems like Joey hates her, but she also hates him. And with the she hates him part, I'm like, but you know, like, what the consequences of that could be, and also, like, what the personal stakes of that are for you right now. So, like, I don't know. She's really going for it, and good for her, I guess.
I will say, when the personal stakes come in, I feel like Joey is really not trying. But look,
yeah,
you know, this is a 20-minute episode. Let's not just talk in illusions. Let's just keep going.
That's true.
So yeah, he and the script supervisor don't get along. They argue a lot because he doesn't remember any of his lines ever. Michael's visiting also. That'll be important later. Meanwhile, Gina is telling Joey that like a tabloid reporter caught a photo of Joey with Alex at one point. Not like a sexy photo, just, you know, they were out getting lunch together or something.
Snapped a pic.
And so the magazine or newspaper or whatever is asking, like, they say which one it is. I don't remember. USA Today or something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is like, what's Joey's relationship with this woman? And Joey's like, I don't care. You can say whatever you want, Alex. You know, it's more impactful to your life than it is to mine.
Do you remember the joke that because I liked this joke when Gina starts this conversation?
Which one specifically?
Then she's like, Joey, I need a quote for, you know, USA or People or whatever. You were seen with a woman. What's your relationship? He's just sexual, and then moves on. I thought that was cute.
That was good, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty
and
funny.
You know what? Turns out he wasn't wrong.
That's true.
Hey.
But yeah,
could have been Gina, and then it would have been right in line with Joey. You know, but like that's not what it was.
That's true.
Damn.
Very, very true.
Roasted.
But so Alex starts freaking out about this. She's like, I don't know what to say, because if I say, you know, it's romantic, then Joey will be like, what? But like, if I say we're just friends, then maybe he'll never think of us that way. And maybe I want him to think of it that way, but I don't know. Joey, you just say it. That's the whole storyline until the ending.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Michael has a date that he met on the set, and Joey's like, oh, good job. But it turns out it's Abby, the script supervisor that he hates.
Oh, shit.
They argue a bunch. And then But Michael goes on the date anyway, and when he comes back, it's like it went well, but Joey can't help but argue with Abby, and they yell at each other, and then he throws her out. So Michael's date is ruined.
Oh no.
And Joey won't apologize because he's like, she's a jerk and I don't like her. And he's like, would you want me to date your worst enemy? And then in a joke I kind of liked,
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Like Michael just says, like, my worst enemy is like Donna Wayland at the theoretical physics department. And Joey just like based on a name alone is like, actually, like, she hot? Like, what's going on with her? I can't stop thinking about her.
You can't get her out of my mind. Love that. Yeah.
And so Joey mentions to the director, like, oh, I'm having a lot of problems with the script supervisor. We're fighting all the time. The director's like, all right, I understand. You got it. Meanwhile, Joey's having his stunt man like follow him around and like fall downstairs and do things with him all the time.
Yeah.
And then Joey gets a double whammy. Michael's furious with Joey because Abby got fired from the movie because Joey told the director that they're not getting along. And she also broke up with Michael over this. And I mean, like, they've been on one date, so I feel like broke up's a little strong, but still.
Yeah.
That's the movie. Those are the words the show uses. So.
And this is Michael we're talking about here. So, like, it's like, oh, he doesn't do women. Like, he doesn't have good relationships with women. However, like, I feel like by now we've kind of moved past that in the story with him to the point where he, goes on dates and stuff. Not
Didn't
as many
he
as
sleep
Joey.
with that one woman under false pretenses like 2 episodes ago?
That's right. Exactly. And this is my problem. My new problem with him. My old problem with him was they couldn't decide what he was doing. My new problem with him is I just don't like him. I don't like this character, and I don't enjoy watching him do his hijinks. Because when you take away the like silly underdog thing and like not really being good with women, he's just not really anything. So I don't know. I'm feeling like, especially with more Zach getting in the picture, I'm like, we don't need a lot of these guys. We can cut some of the fat, and like Michael is one that I think we could get rid of.
Yeah, but then the 2-punch of the 1-2 punch is Jennifer Coolidge calls and it's like, Joey, you're having your stunt man do a bunch of crazy stuff that you'll get you sued. And he's like, what? But I was just like, we're just hanging out and I'm suggesting it. And she's like, you're the star of the movie, you idiot. He doesn't want to get fired, so he's trying to keep you happy. You can't just like make him do stuff. And so Joey realizes that he's been abusing his power as the star of the movie, and he feels bad. So first he tries to make it up to the stuntman, buys him a bottle of scotch, and is like, hey, you can tell me no. It's okay. I'm sorry that I was having you do a bunch of stuff. And then immediately forgets the lesson and is like demands that he share the scotch with him. Now, this one I don't think is fully Joey's fault. Because
I agree.
The stuntman takes a sip of the scotch and is like, wow, that's so good. I never should have quit drinking 15 years ago. And it's like, why didn't you bring that up when you were saying you shouldn't? I think if you had said, I'm an alcoholic, Joey would have been like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, please don't. I'll get you something else. Like, Joey's dumb, but he's not that mean.
Yeah, I mean, the guy does say, like, oh, I got a stunt tomorrow. I probably shouldn't. Joey still pushes him.
No, Joey is pushy, but he's pushy because the guy is like saying like, oh yeah, I have to be up early tomorrow. Yeah. Like classic excuses, not I'm an alcoholic and this could be dangerous to my health.
I see. Okay. Fair enough.
So he gets so drunk he jumps off the roof of the building and like hurts himself, breaks his arm. So Joey's but immediately after taking care of that, he goes to Abby's apartment and is like, Abby, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to get you fired. I talked to the director and you're back on the movie. And she's like, the dialogue really is like this. And I think it's so funny. Where she's like, well, Joey, I'm not getting back with Michael because I can't deal with how much we hate each other. But I could get back with Michael if the reason you hate me is because actually you love me and you don't know how to process your feelings. And Joey's like, are you absolutely certain that's the only situation in which you would be okay with dating Michael is when it's specifically that? And she's like, yes. And he's like, then I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
What a good uncle. What a good uncle.
I like it because it's so absurd, but also, yeah, it sets up this situation where Joey can like genuinely try to make it up to Michael because he really actually just hates her.
And I was worried that the way the story was going to go was that they would fall in love because they're so different. And like that kind of already what we did with Lucy Liu, not exactly, but like something, like that happens in shows like this all the time. So when it turned into that, I was pretty happy that we just weren't doing that first thing.
Yeah, I agree. I also felt that way. Yeah.
And yeah, him kind of selling her and being like, you have such pretty smell or something. I can't remember what he said, but like that was,
because
that was fun.
She's like, tell me what I do that makes you so attracted to me and I can try to tone it down. So he starts saying the things he hates about her. So she'll stop doing them.
That was fun. Now, here's a question.
I thought this was a fun scene.
Is like in my head, I'm like, maybe she shouldn't work on this movie with him. Like, get her another job, but like, it doesn't seem like they're a good fit. Like, I do feel like in the working of the movie, it's like maybe just get another script supervisor who's not going to yell at him. I don't know, but
maybe Joey needs someone to put him in his place.
I mean,
that's true. He does. He needs a little child to put him in his place.
Ultimately, she's a script supervisor. Her job is to, on the set, be like, that wasn't the line.
Yes,
ultimately, it's
for
not
sure
a huge part of the movie.
Yeah, it's so funny how this is like, she's doing a producer's job. Everybody in these shows always does just what the producers would do. But this specifically would be like, you just yell at him, I guess. But, and also like, we were so cool with firing him the other day because the little kid said so. So we're not cool with that anymore. And I guess maybe we're too far in.
Now that he has the kid's respect, everyone has to listen to him. But yeah,
that's true.
No, I mean, like, now listen, I've never worked in movies. Maybe I'm wrong about this. So I'm not going to act like this is definitely true. I imagine on an actual set, what would happen is the script supervisor, like the director would talk to the script supervisor and she would be like, we deviated from the script here, here, and here. And the director would be like, okay, guys, we got to stick to the script. So make sure you get these ones right.
Well, it's not even
the script supervisor would go and yell at the star.
Absolutely. And it's not even that he's deviating from the script. He just has no idea what the lines are. Like when she quizzes him on one later, he doesn't even have like, it's not anywhere near it. So everybody on that set would be like, this isn't it. Like we're, he's doing something else.
Yeah,
so
what do the other actors even do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What would they'd have to improv with my guess, which is, so sometimes that works, but
anyway,
but yeah, I feel like Joey's got bigger problems than script supervisor. I hope they sort themselves out.
Well, speaking of bigger problems than script supervisor, now he has to make it up to his stuntman who's broke his arm, has a big cast, and it's like, I can't do my stunts like this. I'm going to get fired and lose my health insurance. So Joey's like, don't worry. So so when the time for the big stunt comes, they just pretend to switch out. It's still Joey, and they do the stunt. And for some reason, Joey doesn't even know what the stunt is because he's not aware that he's about to be set on fire. But yeah, so they set him on fire. He freaks out, falls off the building, which apparently is the same building that he jumped off. So I guess he just did the stunt, but without like the safety equipment, I guess.
It seemed to be that.
And so he jumps off to a dumpster while on fire, and then gets beat up by a bunch of goons.
What a guy!
Like for real, like they actually beat the shit out of him. Which I'm like, I don't think that's how stunt work happens.
No, but Joey's such a good guy.
In a circle and kick
such a good guy.
Yeah.
Good for him. Then in the closing, like the credits scene, the little, what do you call that thing at the end? I don't know. Whatever.
Stinger?
Like the
stinger.
Yeah.
The stinger.
Maybe.
Alex is like, Joey, what did you tell them to call us in the newspaper? And he's like, I just said that you were an unknown sexy companion. And she's like, oh, I like that. But it turns out it's not a picture of him and Alex. It's a picture of him and Abby.
Oh
And Abby's
my
like,
god!
Joey, I may be sexy, but I'm not your companion.
How does this keep happening to him?
And he looks into the camera like, oh boy.
Yeah.
And before I forget, I want to say one Friends reference in this episode. Or friends.
I don't remember.
Did Michelle watch this episode with you, DJ?
No. Ah, man.
When one of the things that he's like sort of like showing his stuntman, like, hey, I'll show you how to do all the Joey stuff, is he does a dance that's like one of these.
Oh, yeah.
That is the dance that Joey does in an episode where he lied on his resume about being a classically trained dancer. Mm-hmm. And so a Broadway show that he's in is like, okay, Joey, we're going to need you to show everyone how to do the dance because you're the most highly trained person here. So that's what he ends up teaching everyone is that little thing, that little shimmy, that little move.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But hey,
what do you guys think of this one?
I really like this one. There was one joke that we kind of glossed over. That was my favorite one. It's when Joey's talking to Bobby and she was like, did you send your stuntman in here to sign a bunch of contracts? And he's like, no, you were drunk and your blouse is on backwards, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, that's a lucky guess and you know it.
I did think that was kind of funny.
This is my favorite line.
Well, that joke, and then the other one in that conversation with like the other like detail about what he's been doing was like having the stuntman skateboard across the freeway or something.
Yeah.
Like not even doing things Joey wants anymore or like would do, just like entertaining Joey. I thought was great. And I like the bit where what's his name? Joanna Man's having living in his trailer. That was funny.
It's funny.
And like that he's, complaining about cable and stuff, and he's not like he shows up there, and I don't know. I think he's a great addition to the cast.
I agree. I totally agree.
I mostly enjoyed this episode. I think it's the classic sort of sitcom format of characters being kind of a jerk, doesn't realize it, then realizes it and tries to fix it. And, I think it's a basic sitcom formula that works.
I think,
Sorry, you go.
I was just going to agree. I feel like it feels like this was written by a much more competent, like kind of just like, we're going to do a sitcom in this. We're not going to try to do complicated stuff or whatever. So what would it be like if Joey had trouble on set with different people that he would have to interact with on a set? And then they just like did that. And it's like, this could be the whole show. It's
also a very job focused episode. So it's like Joey being an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just he's a funny actor because he's so, and so bad at it.
They gave Michael stuff to do. That's fun, right?
They did give Michael stuff to do.
Kind of. He's not really in a lot of the episode. It's just sort of a central conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although he does show up at the button to give Joey the number for the science teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
As thank you for reuniting the girl.
That's the last joke. That is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is perhaps the best episode of Joey and definitely my favorite one of the season. But like, if they kept on this road, I'd be like, this is like a pretty, like I found myself laughing out loud more than once or twice. So I'd be like, man, it's a bummer that Joey got canceled because they were just starting to find it.
They were just figuring it out.
Sometimes it takes a season or two to really get in the groove. I get that, especially with comedies like this. So a very interesting Joey.
Yeah, agreed.
But hey, we're not here to talk about a very interesting Joey. We're here to talk about a very interesting Weapons 2025.
Oh, yeah.
So, a movie starts with a little voiceover from a little girl who's like, a couple years ago, some crazy shit happened. Bunch of people, this one classroom of little kids. Forget exactly how old they are. They're like 10, 11.
They're third graders, so they're like 8.
Oh, even younger. Third graders. It's a whole classroom full of third graders. One day, everyone except for one kid just doesn't show up. And everyone thinks that's pretty weird. So it turns out, after some investigation, that at 2:17 a.m. the previous night, all of the kids except for the one just like got up out of their beds, ran straight out the front door, and just never came back.
Yeah.
And nobody knows why or how, or nobody knows why or like where they went or like what happened to them. It's a whole big investigation. The school shut down for like a month, and no one can find them or like can think of any reason why this would happen. So they have a big meeting after they're about to reopen the school because they still just there's been no progress, but the other kids need to start learning again. So they have a big meeting with all the parents from the school and are like, we're sorry, like this is a terrible thing that happened, but we got to try to push forward. But the parents are like, we bet the teacher did it. The teacher's evil and we don't like her. So the teacher, Julia Garner, or Justine Gandy, gets up and tries to be like, I'm also upset about this, but they're like, you did it. You're the evil person. So she has to be escorted out by Benedict Wong.
I'm sorry, Diggins. I hate to interrupt you here, but
I'm glad somebody did.
I need to know what the device of the week is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe I forgot. Oh
yeah.
I'm so sorry, everybody. You're right. This was terrible of me. So yes, normally, of course, or previously at Most Nitpicking, we had the wheel, which is just a little wheel we would spin whenever somebody had a point to bring up or something they wanted to drill down on. But the wheel is currently on a bullet train across the entire, like the Trans-Siberian Railroad, so across all of Russia, locked in a deadly game of cat and mouse with a series of assassins.
Oh my gosh,
that's fun for it.
Yeah, it's gonna make a really interesting movie if anyone ever decides to make a movie out of it. But,
yeah.
So while the wheel is busy doing that, we've been bringing in a few ringers. And so for this movie, I mean, of course we have, and it's not going to make sense for a while, but we have the twig that you just, you have something you want to say, you just hold it up and just break the twig in half and say what you want to say.
Wow.
Very good.
Wow.
Well,
wow.
DJ, were you going to do that, or was your
no?
Was
I wanted to get ahead of it. I didn't have a
yeah.
snap, but I wanted to get ahead of it.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, so if you guys just like snap that twig in half if you got anything you need to say.
Great.
All right, so yeah, Benedict Wong has to escort her out and be like, you should go home so these parents don't kill you.
Yeah.
They're so mad at
specifically
you.
the one parent. Thanos is gonna get you.
Yeah, well,
he's
we
so
don't know
mad.
it's him yet.
Well, we know he's the one who's like kind of leading the yelling, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We hear him start yelling,
like if
but I don't
you
think
know
we
who
really
Josh
see
Brolin
him.
is. Yeah, that's fair.
Like if you know Josh Brolin by voice alone, you can figure out it's him. But otherwise, you don't know that yet. So she drives home, has a spooky night at home. Someone knocks on her door really mad, but they don't like open it, like, they're not there when she goes to look, and she's like, oh, I'm spooked. But the next morning, somebody wrote witch on her car in red paint that won't come off.
Fuck, that sucks.
Do that.
So when she goes into work, Benedict Wong is like, so we put the one kid who's still in your class into a different class, and we're going to put you on administrative leave for a little while because, you don't have a class. And also, obviously, last night, some people are still pretty mad. We don't think you did anything wrong, but like just in everybody's interest, including yours, we put you on administrative leave. And insanely, she's like, no, I want to work. I'm like, girl, they're saying they'll pay you to do nothing. Come on.
Take the dub.
Go on vacation or something, just have fun.
But she's like, I want to talk to Alex, the kid who's left, and I want to, find out what happened. And Benedict Wong is like, that's a really bad idea and you shouldn't do it. And we also get some hints that maybe she's crossed the line with students in the past. I mean, they're clear that by that they mean like she got a little overly familiar or like gave a student a ride home, not anything really horrible.
Nothing illegal or untoward.
Mm-hmm.
Are teachers not allowed to hug kids? Is that like a rule?
You're not supposed
if they're crying
to.
and stuff.
Wait, what?
I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Teachers can't hug kids?
I mean,
But
it's
Joey
not like
can
a
slap 'em.
rule. It's not like, you'll get fired if you do, but it's like teachers are not supposed to like be overly familiar with children. You know what I mean?
Sure, but I don't think a hug is overly familiar.
I mean, I think it's intentionally in the movie, like kind of a like thing where you can sort of see either side. Where
Yeah,
like,
I get the point they're trying to make.
You're not supposed to do that, but it's not like she was doing anything wrong.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I like about this movie is that as it goes on, you realize everyone in it is kind of a piece of shit.
Yep.
No.
No
One hero of the movie. One hero that is cool and did nothing wrong. But everybody else, piece of shit. We'll get to him.
I feel like there's two different people you could mean, and I feel like I agree on either one.
We'll see. Yeah, but what were you gonna say? So she doesn't get to go to work.
So she doesn't get to go to work, but she's still getting paid, and she's like, brr, and she starts drinking a lot. Which, as we will later learn, is sort of her, she's kind of an alcoholic. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. But so she decides to follow the kid home to see his house.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Is this before or after she sees her ex?
I think it's after, because it just can't be. I feel like
because I think she goes to report the paint, and that's when she sees her ex. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think she follows him like to see where the kid's house is, but she doesn't do anything with that until after the ex.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
So she reports about the paint to the police, and then she sees a policeman who she gives a kind of seductive wave to.
Whoa.
And he kind of smiles at her, and you're like, what's going on? But then later they meet up at a bar, and it turns out that it becomes clear that they're like exes.
Or something. Yeah. Confusing relationship, which I liked, but yeah.
And she's like, have a drink with me. And he's like, I probably shouldn't. And she's like, I'm just so scared because everyone thinks I'm awful. And he's like, you probably shouldn't be drinking so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably not a great idea.
But he does. And I think this is pretty crucial to some things. I mean, not to the plot, but to, interpreting people's actions later. He does imply that he is not currently in a relationship because the person he was in a stable long-term relationship with is like he's on the outs with.
She's out of the picture or something is what he says. Like
Yeah.
it's very or not. He says we're not happening. That's what the line was. And I was like, okay.
He gives
I
a
guess
very
that's-
unambiguous statement that he is not currently dating them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think we should believe him because he's a cop. He wouldn't lie.
Oh,
That's right.
yeah.
They never lie. Never.
We're not judges, so why would they lie to us? Well, maybe some
true.
people listening are judges, but yeah, not us.
So they like talk for a little bit, and then she convinces him to have a single drink and smash cut to the next morning because they fucked.
Hell yeah.
We don't know. Well, in
Yeah,
the moment we don't
that's
know. We
true.
later learn.
It's pretty strongly implied. I mean, they're in her bedroom, and she's like not wearing pants, DJ.
Hey, man, maybe they just had a night of hard cuddling.
That's true.
Everyone's
Inappropriate for everybody, I guess. The teacher shouldn't be doing it. I wasn't sure how to read that as like if in that moment he like blacked out and it was kind of hard cut to
Right.
waking up the next day being like, what just happened? And then I'm like, maybe he thinks they had sex, but he's not sure. But she's also got that kind of cheery, like we just had sex kind of vibe. So it's like, that's probably the best indicator of the whole thing. She plays a song from fucking Russian Doll, by the way, which is like the most evil song I've ever heard, even though I'd never heard it before. But like, if I ever heard that in real life, I'd just run.
Which one is it again?
It's like, gotta get up, gotta da da gotta da. But it's because she's waking him up as like an alarm, which is again like a psychotic way to wake somebody up in that scenario. But yeah,
to each their own.
I mean, listen, if you're one of those people that can do this, good for you. But I know like people who wake up to one song every day for their whole life, and like that just I would hate the song. It would become the least favorite song of mine. So I don't know. People that do that with music, very brave.
I can easily avoid this problem because it won't wake me up in the first place. There's no force
that's a good point.
On earth or heaven that can make me wake up before I want to.
You're so lucky.
Okay. You're unweaponsable.
Am I, DJ? Because it means if I need to be up for something, then I can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then she like drives him back to his car and she's like, by the way, how are the police doing with this whole missing children thing? And he's like, we're doing our police stuff. Don't worry about it.
We're doing our police best.
Yep.
And she's like, so you're not trying at all? And he's like, shh, you're not supposed to know that. But so she is clearly like, after she leaves him off, she's like, dick, and is like, damn, I guess she just wanted police info, really.
Which I respect the hustle, by the way. Good job, Julia Garner.
You should never feel bad about lying to a cop. So, like,
there you go.
Good for her. So she decides to, well, first she goes to get more alcohol, and she gets assaulted by June Diane Raphael in a
hero
cameo,
who's done nothing wrong. Yeah. Just tries to really cover this woman in alcohol. Wrong. Yeah. I was
so she
psyched to see her in this.
Like pours alcohol on Julia Garner and is like, why did you sleep with him? And she's like, he told me you weren't together. And she's like, you're lying. And it's like, actually, we saw in the movie, he really did say that.
Yeah. But she also is mad. She's like, you got him drunk. You did this to this. This is why I'm throwing alcohol at you. As if she's gonna like light her on fire or something. Which I wish I hope that was what it was, but it doesn't happen.
This isn't like a snap like nitpick, but this, I mean, kinda, right? Like, okay, snap. Like, this is behavior that like in these kind of horror movies, you're like, wait, this is like a dream, or is it really like happening? Because like maybe some like cracked out like redneck situations like this happens, but it feels hard for this to happen in like any actual scenario. Just,
I mean, I would say, I mean, what we know kind of from later is this has happened before, so maybe this is like, you know, you kind of assume it's the second time, but maybe it's like the 400th time, and she's just lost, and also her, that you know, lost her marbles.
He is a recovering alcoholic, so that she got him to drink is actually really bad.
Yeah, part of me is like, is she like is he her sponsor or something? Like, is that how they know each other? Because they're both alcoholics. Like, did they meet at AA? Because it seems like he's been with JDR for a while.
I think they just had a really toxic relationship, and we're both alcoholics.
It's very possible. Yeah. Pretty cool. Not cool, but cool that they had this scene where Julia Garner yelled at her.
I gotta say, also, I guess we'll do this. We haven't really had many tweak snaps. We'll do another one here.
No, yeah.
Just about Julia Garner's drinking habits. She's buying like Absolute, and it's like, girl, I know you have a teacher's salary, but you could do a little better.
Whoa! Can I like do a snap back? Because this never happened before.
Yeah.
What's wrong with Absolute? Why are you besmirching a lovely alcohol that's fine for any night of the week, such as Absolute?
I mean, I guess if your only goal is to get drunk, then I guess whatever.
Absolute is a fine vodka. I like. It's not. There are like Stoli. Stoli is bad.
It's not. Stoli's right up there. Stoli's better than Absolute. What are you talking about? Okay, ranking the vodkas. Okay. Smirnoff, lowest of the named ones, besides the ones that are like Majorska and have like, you know, a weird thing and a big plastic handle that it lives in your, you know, uncle's cabinet or whatever. But Smirnoff, low. 3 Olives, low. What's the Swedish one?
Is 3 Olives a lot? Do I not know vodka?
I think 3 Olives is like on the cheaper side. I mean, listen, I've had it before. Svedka? I don't think it's very. Svedka also low. Then I think we get Stoli and Absolute. Those are two that get ordered by name at bars because they're like kind of nice, you know. Absolute was like for a while it was a fancy one that people would like collect the bottles. I mean, like, you know, you still kind of have to be a tool to display them in your house or whatever, but still like they exist for that reason. And then we get the better one, the Grey Gooses and the fancier ones than that. The one by the guy from Ghostbusters and the Crystal Head. And then right in the middle,
obviously the best one.
It's expensive and it is pretty good. I don't know. My thing with that vodka is once we hit exactly Ghost and the crystal thing is pretty cool. Like if you get it, you could, you know, have it. And then, woo, what's that? But my thing with vodka is like the first one, Majorska, obviously terrible. Smirnoff, well, I mean, listen, if Majorska wants to come back and be like, no, we fixed it and we're Dominoes, then whatever. I can be convinced. But from back in the day when I used to drink cheap vodka. Yeah, like, oh, we realized we were doing it the worst way. But then Smirnoff is like fine if you're like in college or something. And that's what I feel like. Anything over that, pretty much all the same. Like, besides obviously the DJ, your favorite, Ciroc. By
love Ciroc, nothing better.
By Sean P. Diddy Combs. Yeah, he's nothing wrong with that. To be fair to the vodka itself, it's not bad. I do like Ciroc. Like back in the day, pretty good. They had like a coconut.
Jack Nando says Ciroc and all of its owners have never done anything wrong.
Every single one, yeah. And you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. There's so many actors that have like a fancy whiskey or whatever, a fancy tequila. Very few fancy vodkas. Really, Dan Aykroyd and P. Diddy cornered that. And it doesn't seem like anybody else is able to zoom in on this market. But like,
do you think there might be room for a mostly nitpicking vodka?
Oh my gosh. I mean, listen, there's plenty of good American vodka brands. Oh, you know what? Also in the realm of what was it? Not Smirnoff. What was the one you were saying is bad? Absolute. I would say Tito's also hangs around there. But like that's I would say what she. I know. I'm thinking Absolute is good and Tito's is also good.
Great. Okay.
Totally Absolute. If anything, I think Tito's should be what she's drinking. Just based on what I would expect, that's what I figured she'd get. But
Diggins has been overruled.
I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess the person who never drinks doesn't know which alcohol is good. I guess.
That's
I just tend to think anything I see being advertised can't possibly be good.
That's the thing about like vodka and like alcohol advertisements is that like the really bad stuff doesn't get advertised because it's just like it's $7. That's the advertisement. And but like any of this other stuff, it's like, listen, we're all exactly the same. We all cost about the same. So like this one has a round bottle and this one has, you know, this one's from America and all this stuff. But yeah, like Grey Goose, if anybody's like, oh, I should get Grey, don't bother. It's fine, but it's not good. They just realized you could put vodka in a wine bottle and sell it for $100. And listen, if Grey Goose wants to sponsor the podcast, they're welcome to do it. Yeah, people loved it. It's got a cork. Corks are fancy. But
I mean, hey, you guys said some nice things about certain vodkas. If any of them want to sponsor the pod, feel free.
That's true.
Well, we'll take any motherfuckers' money if they're giving it away. So, and if you're sponsoring this podcast, you might be giving it away.
Except for P. Diddy, probably. But also, if he's giving it to us instead of using it for legal defense, that's good, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
I agree.
I wouldn't want to get into that conversation, but if it happens, it happens. You know?
I mean, if it turns out that P. Diddy loses his legal defense because he spent money that could have gone to a slightly better defense instead sponsoring this podcast, I think that would make us heroes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, doesn't Jay-Z have a vodka? Is an Ace of Spades a vodka, or is that something else? I've never had that. Or is it a champagne? I don't know. Anyway,
Cody Rhodes has a vodka, an American vodka.
Oh, I bet he does.
Yeah,
he's got. Oh no, yeah, Ace of Spades is a looks like it's a champagne. Cody Rhodes, they're doing that guile. Did you see they put out a picture for it?
Yeah,
he's got the flat top, so they're doing it. Good for him.
Good for him. I mean, Nathan Fillion proved that you can do the bad haircuts in live action.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, and you should.
You can and you should. So. Yeah, so she follows Alex home again, and like he notices, and he's like, "Don't follow me." It's weird, but she
Mhm.
wants to know what's going on, so she goes up to his house and starts knocking on the door, and nobody answers.
Oh,
And then she notices that there's newspapers covering all the windows. And she's like, "What's up
what?
with that?"
Mm.
Actually, I think he hasn't told her not to follow him yet, but she does see all the newspapers. So she goes around to
Yeah.
the backyard and sees all the windows still covered in newspapers, but there's like a little gap in one. So she tries to look through it, and gets spooked because she sees two adults sitting in the dark in a couch right inside, and she's like, "Oh no, they noticed me!" And she like knocks over a trash can and makes a bunch of noise. And looks again, and they're still just there, haven't moved at all. And she's like, "What the heck?" So she calls Benedict Wong and is like, "Something weird's going on at that house. You should like send somebody to look." And he's like, "It's wildly inappropriate that you did any of the things you're telling me. So like, I don't know what you want me to do with this other than fire you."
Yeah.
Which he does not do, but he's like, from as far as we can tell from this side of the conversation, he's just like, you did a crazy thing, and I'm, for your benefit, I'm going to ignore it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
So
Good
she
guy. This is a good guy.
gets more drunk and decides to follow Alex again. And this is when he yells at her and is like, "Don't follow me." But she decides to stake out the house to see if somebody leaves. So she stays there all night. She falls asleep in her car. When she falls asleep, we see the door open and somebody like Zoidberg shuffles out
Yeah.
and just like moves near her. And we see them holding a pair of scissors.
Oh.
And they kind of come up to the window and then shuffle over, get inside the car, sit in the front seat next to her while she's still asleep, and then cut off a lock of her hair and leave. And we're like, "What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Snap.
Do
Snap,
that?
snap,
Yeah?
snap. No
Uh-huh.
fucking way. Diggins, I know you just said like 2 minutes ago, it's like, man, nothing would wake me up. There is no way. There is no way that anyone could sleep through this entire series, especially in a car. You're not in your comfy bed, in your mattress, and you're nice and toasty with the blanket. You're sleeping in a car. The slightest thing would wake you up sleeping in a car, airplane, train, basically modes of transportation. Couch, maybe. I don't know, chair for sure. There's no fucking way.
Now, DJ, I want to say 2 points against
Okay.
you here. One, someone absolutely could do this to me and I would never notice.
Okay.
Two, she is, we can only assume, blackout drunk at this point.
Yeah, I feel like she's passed
Yeah.
out. So like she's in the you can write things on her face stage of being drunk, and then that's like a thing that people do all the time in like frats and stuff.
Mhm.
So I feel like you could pull it off.
All right, I guess.
I
don't
would
know.
like to instead snap a twig. Hold on, step.
Mhm.
What car does this? What car automatically unlocks the back doors ever? Under what circumstances did she stop a moving car, turn it off, not exit the car at any point, and the back door is unlocked? They just don't make them.
It's not even the back door, Nando. It's the passenger door. She cuts the hair from the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But no,
Either
still-
way,
still
impossible.
insane.
I mean,
Yeah.
that still wouldn't be
Cars
unlocked.
don't work like that. Yeah, you would have to have unlocked it already or something. And like, listen, I get it because the seed's funny and great, but like, just a wild assumption. Like, I feel like if I'm, without spoiling it, whoever's doing this, however they're doing it, there would be no way I'd be like, I should check all the doors to see if they're locked. Because also, to not fully get into it, the shambling, Zoidberg person doesn't try the front door, which is the one you would try, because it's like, oh, maybe this was open. And then, she just entered and exited the car automatically. It left it. But they just automatically go passenger side. I think that'll be the best way to go. I don't.
Yeah.
Where's this information?
I mean, honestly, once we learn about what's going on in this scene, there's also no reason she shouldn't have just like stabbed her in the throat right now.
Oh, for sure. That and then also, like, why not? Like, what a high risk, low reward situation we've set ourselves up for. Whoever's doing this, what happens if someone sees them or something? Like, this is a busy street in the city. Not busy street, but it's like there's other houses. It's not just a cul-de-sac. Sure. But like there's people that live there. She's parked in front of a different house. And this is the town where all the kids disappeared a couple of months ago at night. So I feel like there's cameras and shit. And I mean, there's not, but you would assume there would be. So you're not going to just be like, I'm going to just send some drone out to super unconvincingly walk over to the thing and then cut the thing off. Like, you'd maybe be like, I think I can do this. Like, it's dangerous if I do it. But also you're like, because like if you're the person who's doing it, whoever it could be, you do it, you get caught bad, right? I mean, not great, but like, you know, that could be trouble. If this person who ends up doing it in this scene gets caught, same trouble.
Yep.
The jig is up. You got nothing. So at this point, it's like, do it yourself, act normal, you know, like feign going out to check on her and then do it. But yeah, no.
Or there's another person you can send who would act more naturally.
Right.
And if was doing something weird, I feel like could be like, well, I'm this, and so I'm doing a weird thing, and people be like, well, that's weird, but I guess.
Yes, absolutely.
Totally agree.
Pretty much every situation she could come up with, except the one that ends up, or whoever could come up with, except the one that they end up executing, which is great. I loved it. Very funny scene. Very funny way that they walk up to the door and then like walk around. Just great direction all
I
along.
really like. I'm not just making a joke when I say that this person is Zoidberg shuffling. They really are like.
Mm-hmm. And also, like,
truly an incredible decision that this is how the people that this happens to move.
And they have the scissors, and they're holding the scissors up like a baby would hold something that they're walking with in front of them, as if the scissors are kind of leading them. And yeah, that's great. Also, I feel like the next day, the next thing that's going to end her story is happening, which means when does she have the dream? Because that's not now.
So this happened earlier. Like I glossed over it. I think the previous night before this, she has a dream that like the kids are back in the class, but they're all being weird. And then the one that didn't disappear looks up with a spooky horror movie face.
He's the Joker, baby. He's got Joker makeup on. Did the Joker do this? This seems like one of his schemes. Silver Surfer, got on your surfboard and go shoot the Joker.
And then nested dream, she wakes up and she's like, and she looks up and like the light in her bedroom is a clown face.
No.
Oh my god. So that's one of the jump scares, everyone. Watch out for that. But you know, now come up on your lists later.
I mean, I'm saying these as jokes now. Terrifying in the theater.
And such a quick little kind of like look at the thing that you really don't get a sense for what it is.
No, and then like once you do see it, you're like, wait, how could that possibly be related?
Right. Yes. And yeah, we'll get to it.
And
and also
the answer to that I love.
Well, and the other answer to that is, wait a second, what was this then? What was the dream? Just some bullshit? Like,
yeah, don't worry about it.
Just tendrils, magical tendrils or whatever are out and people are getting dreams, because another character will have a dream. But it doesn't seem like the person or the thing that keep popping into dreams is like doing this on purpose, you know? But
right.
I don't know. Maybe they are. Yeah.
Well, speaking of another person having a dream, after we see the hair get cut off, we smash cut to Archer is the word that appears on screen. And it turns out
I think there's one more thing before that, right?
No, that's the last thing that happens to Julia Garner, isn't it?
Oh, really? I thought the gas station thing happens first. I think
no,
we see
that
like
happens from Archer's perspective.
Yeah, that's his POV.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how this section's going to end.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we switch to Archer, who is Josh Brolin, and he's one of the parents of the missing kids.
Snap. No, he's not. He's so old.
He's
This man's
pretty
not
old.
a father of one of the kids. Are you out of your mind? Uncle, maybe. Young grandfather. He's not one of the fucking parents. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. There's no fucking way.
No, I'm with you. He's
How
quite
old
old
is
for a
Josh
parent.
Brolin?
Gotta be like push it 60, maybe. I don't know. He was in the Goonies like in the 80s.
Which means,
I mean, listen, that's old.
Look,
it's not crazy.
You could have a kid
if you have 50s, a young wife.
I'm just saying. I guess it's a little different, but I recently, prepping for back to school, went to school orientation for Disruptor, and I didn't see a lot of Josh Brolin types hanging around. I will say that.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be Josh Brolin types by then. They'd be like in their early 50s.
5 years younger. I didn't see anyone 5 years younger than Josh Brolin. So
yeah, you didn't see anybody in like 2018 or 2020, I guess. Josh Brolin looking people around.
You didn't see Al Pacino in there with his young child.
I was gonna
that he
say,
has now.
yeah, we have seen a few of those, and that's great. It's great that they do that. These super old men are just having kids.
Yeah, hey, that's the benefit of being a man, baby. We never lose fertility.
Yeah, right. Just keep going.
Should. We certainly should. One of these days. But yeah, Josh Brolin is.
So yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Well, also,
I mean,
is this the role? Is this the role that was written for somebody else? I mean, all of these roles were. Apparently, none of these are the original people, but I think this one specifically.
I don't think they were written for the people. I think they were just the original castings.
Yeah. So this one, I believe, was Pedro Pascal,
yes, right? Or Pedro Pascal was originally supposed to do this.
Nothing original.
I feel
happens.
like is closer to this age. He's 50, right? So that's
that's
a little bit more.
It's
believable.
more believable, right? You're having a kid in your early 40s. That's fine. It's fine in any age. I'm just saying I wouldn't have the visceral reaction of
no. DJ
Josh
says
Brolin's,
if you're old, then you shouldn't be reproducing. You're worthless to society, and you'd be better off dead.
No, because they only think that about women. They don't think that about.
That's true. We don't think that about men.
That's right. Sorry, yes, DJ only thinks that about women. I apologize.
But anyway, what's this guy called? Archer again from Archer, the show Archer.
Yeah, from the show Archer. That's right. It's
Sterling Archer. Yeah,
he's physically portrayed by Josh Brolin, but every time he opens his mouth, it's H. John Benjamin's voice.
Yeah, it's like whatchamacallit. It's like Wet Hot American Summer. He's just a thing, and we love Wet Hot American Summer. But yeah, what's his deal? What's wrong with this motherfucker?
He's a parent of one of the missing children, and he's having a really tough time. He's sleeping in his son's bedroom. Things are clearly strained between him and his wife because she's like, I'm going to work. And he's like, doesn't even look at her. He's just like, okay. And he's screwing up at work. He seems to own like a renovation, like he's a contractor or something.
Contractor.
Yeah, or foreman or whatever. Yeah, something like that.
So to be fair, the guy he's talking to is trying to be nice to him about it because I think he knows his son disappeared a month ago. But it's like, yeah, so there's a work order that we had to put in to do this, and it turns out it was filed wrong. And we ordered some paint, it turns out to be completely the wrong color. And it's trying not to say you screwed up, but clearly he's the only person who could have done it wrong.
You built the house wrong, you idiot. In the right house here. Hey, good, you fucking moron.
So Josh Brolin is like, fine, I screwed up. Whatever, I'll fix it. And you know what? I'm on Josh Brolin's side of this. Your son just disappeared a month ago. I don't think anyone should be expecting you to just go to work.
I mean, yeah, but houses are expensive.
We can't live in fear. You gotta open up. You gotta get all the guys back in town.
Well, yeah, I'm saying somebody else should be doing this right now is my point.
I mean, fair.
I mean, it's tough in this town to find somebody who didn't have a kid that ran away. So
turns out,
this is where the me's and the Digginses of the world become the heroes of the whole society.
Yeah,
fools.
I'm just crying on the floor, distraught that my son was disappeared. And then,
rest assured, gentle listeners, if a weapons ever happens in real life, then at least 2 of the podcast hosts will be able to soldier on.
Oh, God.
Yep.
These are the real concerns.
Who will keep the podcasts running.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he does that. Then he goes to the police station and is like, hey, so I haven't heard any updates from like the K9 units or anything. So like, what's up? Why aren't you guys doing your job? And the police chief is like, hey man, I get it, but like, you gotta chill.
Yeah.
Whose side are you on for this? You with Josh Brolin, or you with the police chief? Where are you at?
Well, in fictional movie universe where police actually kind of do their jobs, I feel like the police chief is a point. It's like, look, man, I know you're concerned and upset, but like, you got to just let us do our job.
So
in the real world, where the police would absolutely not be doing anything, it's a little more, a little gray.
So I agree, kind of, except what we learn later and what Josh Brolin is about to do. Has no one tried this before? Because like, if the police didn't try this, I'm like, well, fucking yeah, you guys had shit you could have done.
Now, I actually had a conversation about this with a friend, so when we get there, when you snap that twig, Nando, I will have responses.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, so he leaves and he's still kind of upset, and then he there's actually a good thing in this moment where like because Archer is kind of like, you should surveil the teacher or whatever. I bet she's involved. And the police chief, I think fairly reasonably, is like, the kids like all walked out on the urging of no one with them at the same time. And I can't see any possible way she could have made that happen. Mm-hmm. So like, what do you see that I don't? And then it immediately cuts to him screaming at the meeting. That's like, I see something I don't understand. I think she did it, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out this is when we find out he's the one who started all the angry shouting at Julia Garner at the meeting. And also, we see him sort of like follow her home, and then a meaningful shot of the red paint in his car that he was supposed to return. And it's like, did he paint the thing on her car? I mean, yes, obviously.
Maybe.
Toy.
But the next day, or that night, is this when he has the dream?
Yeah, it has to be, right? Because I don't
think anything else really happens with him.
Yeah.
Except for the dream and its immediate consequences.
Mm-hmm.
So he has the dream where it's like the night his son ran away, and he sees him like running out of the house. So he tries to follow him and ends up in like the mirror world version of his house, where there's a big assault rifle floating above it.
Incredible. Just
so funny. Do you guys know what this is supposed to symbolize?
I have no idea.
I believe Zach Kreger has said nothing.
Yeah, he did drugs and thought it was cool or something. Like he took, I think he said he did like ayahuasca or shrooms or something and came up with or some sort of meditation and just, came up with it in his head. Now, so
here's the thing. You go. I totally respect that as a creative process. I don't think you should say that out loud publicly.
But keep that inside thought. Just kind of hold it in.
Just be like, just refuse to explain. Like, you don't have to tell everyone that it doesn't mean anything, or like you didn't intend it to mean anything.
Especially because like I feel like everything else in this movie is pretty straightforward when it comes to like the symbolism of her in the classroom and the kid in the Joker makeup, whatever. Like this is just like, you could do the whole dream without this, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, this was what I expected from this. And then the big giant assault rifle shows up. And by big giant assault rifle, it's like the size of a bus floating over his house. And like nothing, but like you had to make it, like in CGI, it must have cost more than $1. So I'm not saying don't put it in, but I'm just saying like it's weird that there's
I
no
love that it's there.
explanation.
I put it in.
Yeah.
And I don't even mind that you really didn't have any specific meaning intended, and you just sort of like did it because you thought it would be kind of cool. But I just think you shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Diggins wants less honesty.
Well, I love the David Lynch school where anytime anyone asks him to explain something in his movie, he just point blank says no.
Yeah, you
It's
can like I feel like Zach Krieger does a lot of interviews. He has done a lot of press for this movie, which is good. Because like I feel like getting him out there, turning him into a Jordan Peele, that's good. But yeah, he will answer any question about the movie. If like you're like, hey, why did this happen? You go, I forgot to answer that. There's no good reason. I just decided they should do it in that moment, and then I changed my mind later that it would be weird if the rest of them did. And yeah, there's even like specific plot holes that he's like been like, oh yeah, no, I forgot about that too. But
yeah, see,
whoops.
I feel like you should just be like, I made the movie. You watch the movie, you know.
Yeah.
You'll have to find your own answers.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I got so fucking high one night.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like ruin the movie for me or anything. It's just like I like the mystique. I like refusing to explain.
I like the sexy blue body paint. That's my favorite part of the mystique. Just kidding. I mean,
like
that's the whole thing.
As Rebecca Romaine or as Jennifer Lawrence?
Listen, I like the Rebecca Romaine movies better, but Jennifer Lawrence is probably a better actor. I don't know, but yeah, what are you gonna do? Maybe I'll probably like her most in Avengers: Doomsday in theaters next year or whatever.
Boy.
She's gonna be in that, so fingers crossed.
Anyway, he goes into the house and he goes out to his son's bedroom, and his son is staring blank-faced, laying in bed. And he's like, I'm sorry, I was a bad dad, and I never told you I loved you. And his son just has no reaction. But when he does say, I love you, we cut back to his son's face, and it's a scary clown face.
No!
Holy shit.
And then
wait, I'm sorry, that's not what you say. You're supposed to say, what the fuck? And that's like...
I was about to prompt you. I was going to say, then Josh Brolin wakes up and says...
Yeah, and I think you should leave, too. Like, the fuck is that? Kind of level of it. And that was
funny.
Yeah, that was where I fell in love with the movie. I was like, oh yeah, this is what people would do. Like, that's what I would say if that happened. I think Julia Garner has an equally funny read of a line that otherwise isn't that exciting. But like, then we'll get to it because it's a little later. But yeah, that was my favorite one coming out of the movie.
I think this is one of the things I was saying where I feel like the movie plays with the tension and uses humor in that way really well. Because this scene, like, again, I'm describing it very irreverently. The scene is like really tense and scary in the moment. Because like you know something's gonna happen, you don't know what it is, and it's like killing you, and then it finally happens, and then we immediately cut to Josh Brolin going, "What the fuck?" And it just lets all the tension out because it's so funny.
How are you supposed to do that? They don't let clowns be in dreams. So good.
But yeah, so then he remembers seeing, because he was one of the parents, and they mentioned this early in the movie, who had a Ring camera sponsored by Amazon.
Sponsored by Amazon. Yeah, not as much as we would like, as we know. Sometimes, yeah. If only they had that, they'd know where all the kids were. Prime Air could have delivered something to them, maybe, or something like that. It's that good.
So, looking at the footage back and forth, he realizes that the kid is running in like a straight line, and he can kind of match it up with like a tower that is visible from their front door. So he can kind of like draw a straight line, like from like a map of the town from their front door to, out into infinity to where the kid might have been running. And that makes him go, So he drives around to other parents of disappeared children who had Ring cameras. And first he asks the mom and is like, hey, can I look at the Ring camera? I know this is weird. And she's like, no. And he's like, okay, I get it. Yeah, that's reasonable. And he just stalks their, like waits outside their house until Justin Long, the dad, comes home and is like, hey, can I use your Ring camera? And Justin Long, for whatever reason, is like, yeah, I guess.
Because he's scared of him because he's humongous and old. And he's like, you're older than a parent should be. Something's up with you. I'm Justin Long. I'm the age you would expect me to be.
And in another choice that I think is so funny, we then cut to him looking at the Ring footage with Justin Long kind of like nervously standing over him, and the wife just standing there like clearly so mad.
Yeah, super funny.
But yeah, he scrubs the data and like counts the like sidewalk blocks so that he can do the same thing, draw a straight line that their kid was running in from the front door. and finds a point where the two intersect. And he's like, what's around there?
Well, yeah, then I guess Twig Snap. What's around there, Josh Brolin? I think we got it. Like, go there and find all the kids. I don't know what more does he need? Well, I guess you could do it with the third house just to be sure, but like I feel like if you did, this would come up a third time.
Okay, so I think first of all, he is going to do that when the thing that's about to happen happens.
Mm-hmm.
And as for the police, because I think you alluded to this earlier, why did the police do this? So like, I think this is a scenario. This is like a like thing to do that only makes sense if you know or think a spooky thing happened, because there is no reason to believe these kids ran in a perfect straight line the whole way.
But the police must have observed the ring cam footage, right? And seen that they did at least part of the way, right? And
yeah, but like, if you're a policeman, first of all, you're lazy and you never do your job.
Yeah, that's fair.
And secondly, I think you would fall back on standard procedure in like missing persons or missing children's case. You really set up like a dragnet. And so like, you see all the kids are running like in this general section of town. So you just like go over the whole thing, like, you know, with search parties and stuff and like look around in those areas. But you're not like drawing lines on maps being like everyone ran in a straight line this way. So let's check this one house it all converges on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
I don't think it's unreasonable that the police did not do this.
That's fair. In that moment when he does that, I'm like, well, that can't be it. Like, there has to be some other step that was, because also part of me is like, well, they can't fly, right? So like, I feel like the kids have to take some lefts and some rights at certain points, and that would screw up the whole thing. But like, I guess they don't, or at least not immediately. So like, this almost worked.
I guess the one thing that is like maybe, I don't know, strange or like whatever, but it's interesting. It's interesting that like Josh Brolin is the guy who cracks this, not like a hard-nosed detective. I mean, that's ever a POV we get. Josh Brolin is the hard-nosed detective. I get why they made him the dad, I guess, because there's a couple of like dad-worthy scenes, but like it's almost like one of the POVs. You know, we get Shitty Cop eventually, which we'll talk about, but you know,
almost there.
Right. We merged the typical, what I'm thinking, like the True Detective, Matthew McConaughey. We just kind of merged that with the Josh Brolin dad character, which I guess is fine. And that's why he's the one who figures it out.
He's the one that would give a shit, because all the rest of us would go, I don't have a kid. Whatever. You know, they ran away from you.
The bond between a parent and a kid. I assume it means nothing to these parents.
Yeah. Congratulations. What are you going to use the room for now? You know, are you going to put weights there, or is it going to be like a sewing room? You got a lot of options. You could probably do 2 of those things in the one room, depending on the size of it. We're in rural Pennsylvania, so I think we probably have pretty good size houses. I think this is in rural Pennsylvania, right?
I don't have no idea.
I think they give a name to the town. I forget what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, so then anyway.
So Josh Brolin goes to like go check what's around there. But on the way there, he sees Julia Garner's car, which is very noticeable because he wrote witch on it, probably.
Whoa, no, that was the kids. That was probably, you know who that was probably? Some sort of addict or something of drugs, a bad person, you know? And if we see him later, that's probably what they would do. Not Josh Brolin. He's got a job. And it's sad.
Yeah, so he sees her pulling into a gas station and is like, I'm gonna go yell at her because I think she did it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go beat her up or whatever.
So he goes up and is like really aggressive and threatening to her, and she's like, hey man, I didn't do anything to your kids. And he's like, I bet you did. But she's saved, ? By she sees in the distance Benedict Wong is just running towards her, arms out. Again, like not quite Zoidberging, but just like I think kind of Weekend at Bernieing.
I mean, I've heard Naruto running being the way to describe what some of these guys are doing. I know.
Naruto's a little more like leaning forward, like arms behind you. This is sort of just like freewheeling, arms out.
It's weird. It's running with perfect posture, which isn't how like you typically run. Like straight back and just start like arms out, run. Like it is odd.
maybe
like how SpongeBob would run.
He's running towards her with a Mickey Mouse t-shirt and blood all over his face. And she's like, what the fuck?
Fuck is this shit?
And when Benedict Wong gets there, he like tries to choke her to death. And even though Josh Brolin just came there to like yell at her a bunch, he's like, what the fuck? No, what?
Yeah. I don't want her to literally die.
I think it is a very human response to like be really mad at someone, but then like a freaky weirdo tries to kill them in front of you, and you're like, oh, okay, not that.
Especially like if it's this weirdo, because you're like, oh, the principal did it, and he's trying to kill her to cover this up or something. Like I've done this. I've probably been at this school once a week at least for bullshit. So like I know who this is.
In broad daylight, running at her and just beating the shit out of her. That's his plan for murder.
Eyes popping out of his head, just
oh my god, the eyes were so freaky.
Yeah.
Was that makeup, or did he do that? Like he's just like,
I feel like it's probably like subtle effect, you know?
Yeah.
Like
probably a Snapchat filter. You know?
Yeah, right.
Maybe CGI, maybe like a slight prosthetic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe Benedict Wong can just do that. Some people can like really pop their eyes.
Yeah.
But
But
LeBlanc can do it. You ever see one of those gifs where he's like really goes wide-eyed?
no. Maybe it'll come up in Joey soon. But
yeah, so Josh Brolin like tries to punch Benedict Wong to stop him from killing her. She like crawls away and like runs away, and they just get into a big tussle. And then Benedict Wong starts choking him instead. And that's when we cut to Paul.
Is that when we cut to Paul?
That's when we cut to Paul.
Hard to believe, but yeah.
If you say so.
Paul being the cop ex-boyfriend of Julia Garner.
Oh. This motherfucker.
So we see him. He's like doing his job at work. He takes a call from his girlfriend, wife, not clear.
Whatever.
I'm gonna say girlfriend based on the relationship with the dad.
Yeah.
Her dad. It feels like very long term but rocky girlfriend.
Yeah, I think that's fair. She's like at a conference for work or something right now, so she's not home. But she gets to come home a little early, so she was supposed to miss the weekend, but she's gonna get there. So she's like, tell my dad that we can make his anniversary lunch. And Paul is clearly like dead inside, like doesn't give a shit about any of this.
I mean, like dad anniversary lunch, like father-in-law anniversary lunch specifically is like, that's gotta be the worst, especially if it's your boss. I mean, just
listen,
don't
DJ,
even...
we know Michelle doesn't listen to this. Father-in-law anniversary lunch. What's your level of excitement?
I mean, any anniversary, like any in-laws, right? As an Everybody Loves Raymond alum, I mean, well, I don't know. Did you guys watch Everybody Loves Raymond?
Not really.
Not yet, not really.
Did you watch Everybody Loves Raymond? No, nobody. Okay, well, if you did, you would know that the in-laws are the busybodies of the, of the beehive. They're constantly coming in but what also we will learn is that this guy is his boss. So that's
I was
a disaster
when they reveal it to us, which is in like a second.
I loved it. Oh, he's so funny. But also the other bit I love is that on the phone, Julia Garner feels like, also don't get drunk and relapse into alcoholism. Okay. I've only got another day or two.
She's like, go to one of your meetings. And he's like, no, I don't want to.
She's just, man, she tried so hard to like not get everything all fucked up. He doesn't deserve
Diane Raphael.
Not even a little bit. And the more the movie goes on, the more I'm like, you should have lit her on fire, Diane Raphael. Look at what happened.
Well, hey,
she's trying to break up your.
As I said earlier, I think this is more Paul's fault than Justine's fault. He completely lied to her about not being with Diane Raphael anymore.
That's fair, but like, so I'm assuming Julia Garner knows he's an alcoholic, right? Like that's not a surprise to her.
Yeah, I mean the alcoholic part is really shitty on her. I'm not saying she's innocent.
Fucked up.
I'm saying she did not deliberately make him cheat on her.
She gets to burn him later too, but I think we got to take both of them out. Diane Raphael gets a free pass. Also, her dad's the chief of police, so I think she can get away with it.
I think
if
she
she
can get away
wants,
with
you know?
murder. At least one murder.
Yeah, definitely one. And then the brother-in-law that cheated is like a super extra separate murder that comes on the side of the first one. But like, I don't think she could get away with just two randoms, but like one random and then the brother-in-law that he already hates, without a doubt.
You mean
like,
son-in-law?
Or son-in-law, excuse me. Yeah.
I was like, what brother-in-law? What are you talking about?
They're not brothers? Alden Ehrenreich and the giant old man that's really tall and like scary? They seem like they're brothers.
I don't think so. Well, we haven't even met Alden Ehrenreich yet. So yeah, he hangs up, and then we see the chief of police finish talking to Josh Brolin, and that's when we find out, yeah, he's June Diane Raphael's dad, because Paul is like, we're on for the anniversary lunch, and then makes really awkward small talk, and it's clear that the dad doesn't really like him.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's tough.
He didn't like he's as much as he likes the character of Han Solo, he never wanted to find out the mystery of like where he got his vest. He was never able to like forgive Alden for that, even though he thought Hail Caesar was okay, and like his part in it was pretty
Hail Caesar
good.
Was pretty good. Personally.
Yeah, Hail
no, yeah, I
Caesar's
think Hail
fine.
Caesar was fun. I mean, you know, just couldn't.
I think it's a better look at old
make
Hollywood
up the ground that he
Babylon.
lost. That's well.
I
not,
mean,
not
my
in certain respects.
oral retelling of it would be a better look than Babylon.
I think about Babylon at least once a week, so Babylon kind of wins, I think, in that regard.
Well, I guess agree to disagree.
Yeah.
All right. So, having embarrassed himself in front of his kind of father-in-law, again, not super clear on the marriage status of him and June Diane Raphael. But he goes out on his patrol, and that's when he sees Julia Garner too, and they do their little sexy wave.
Oh.
Mm.
And I forget, do we go right to them meeting up after this?
No, because he has to do the next thing he's going to do first. Because he shows up at the meetup with a bandaged hand from the thing. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he goes out on his patrol, and he sees some Jay and Silent Bob looking motherfucker. Like trying to really break into a window of a business or something. And so he flips on his lights. The guy runs. They have a little chase scene. He catches him. He tackles him and catches him. And the guy's like, no, I work there. I definitely know. So what are you doing? And it's like, come on, man. Then why'd you run?
Because he's a cop. He's probably going to shoot you by accident or something, you know?
Nando. The giant Silent Bob looking motherfucker is white. He'd be fine.
That's true. That's true. Well, I mean, you know, he gets off pretty poorly in this situation, but it would have been much worse were he not. So I think that's a fair point.
So Paul multiple times is like, hey man, I'm going to search you because I caught you trying to steal. And you need to tell me if there are sharp objects in any of your pockets.
Well, hold on.
I'm not going to be mad, but you have to tell me.
Before that, I want to get into because I want to snap the twig here and talk about this fucking Grand Theft Auto police chase that he has. I've never seen a car chase in a movie like this and been less convinced that anyone would ever be able to track where the guy's going to be and why. Because, Alden Ehrenreich makes so many turns and stuff, and you're like, the guy's just running away. How on earth would you find him? But he does just happen to find him and practically runs him over with his car. It's so funny. And I like this about this character, that he's just really frustrated with life, I guess, or something. And it's like, I'm going to get this fucking guy. And that'll be how I, feel better about myself.
My father-in-law will like me because I'll be a good cop.
So even before he does any of this stuff with the finger thing, he's already thrown this guy onto the floor and
yeah, man,
it's insane how violent he is. In this situation where the guy didn't really do anything. He was gonna break into the thing, but he didn't shoot anybody or anything.
Yeah, he didn't do a violent crime.
Yeah. I mean, he did a violent crime, perhaps to property, which is the most important of all the things.
That's true. Yeah, that's what we're overlooking, Nando, is that property is actually more important than human lives.
Absolutely.
he actually committed the gravest sin of all. So yeah, Alden like truly asks like 4 or 5 times, like, you simply have to tell me if you have sharp objects in your pockets. And each time this guy's like, no, I don't. Nope. Nuh-uh. No. And then immediately, as soon as he starts searching his pockets, he like pricks his finger on a dirty needle.
Amazing.
Which he seems to have some kind of phobia about or something, because he seems to be really concerned about it and also really upset when it happens.
I mean, he might.
Well,
like,
I mean,
this might be game over, man. Yeah, like.
I mean, listen, I'm not saying there's no reason to be concerned about this. Certainly there is, but he seems to be like hyper fixated on the idea of it.
I mean, I feel like you've seen how
totally
scared cops are of fentanyl, that they can just see.
That's true.
So like this
if they
is
even touch
real
fentanyl,
stuff
they
getting
might die.
Yeah, this is real stuff getting potentially put into bloodstream, and I don't know, man. I feel like I mean, I don't want to say his whole reaction here is fully justified, but I get it. Like this is pretty fucked.
So when he
totally
pricks his finger, he gets mad and punches the guy in the face, and he like goes sprawling to the floor. And then like a second later, he realizes that his police camera and his car is on, and he's like, "Uh-oh."
No, that's how they spy on me or whatever.
He quickly disconnects it and is like, "Hey man, you did a bad thing, and I probably shouldn't have punched you in the face just now. So let's say we call this a wash. I'll let you go, but you don't come back because you did a big crime, and I'll arrest you if I see you again." So the guy's like, okay. And then he leaves. He goes, meets Justine in the bar, gets convinced to have a drink. We smash cut to them fucking.
Fucking. We smash cut.
And now they're
smash cut.
And a way more crazy proposition. And again, he's drunk, so like he's probably not thinking it through. He might have just got like something, from this guy, and he's just like giving it around, and what a
maybe he wore a condom.
He doesn't seem like the type. I don't know. I just don't think he's
put on some rubber ahead of time.
She brings it up, and he's like, but it just doesn't feel as good that way. Ugh.
Yeah, don't worry. I've never even gotten stabbed by needles today for diseases, so we're gonna be all good.
I sprayed it real good afterwards, so we're totally fine.
I'll just pull out. It's fine.
Oh
anyway.
Man.
So then we cut to him, like, she lets him off at his car, and he like staggers home, clearly hungover. And June Diane Raphael got home even earlier than she was already supposed to get home early.
Oh, what?
I think one thing happens before this. I think he goes to the police station and talks to the dad and is like, what if I did crime?
Okay.
Because he can't have done that after.
Yeah, that's a good point. I actually am going to snap a twig here then. The least realistic part of the movie, which is that the chief of police thinks it might be a problem that a policeman was caught doing a brutality. Like, I mean, his reaction is like, ooh, this is bad, but we can cover it up. If just, in about a month, the footage will be deleted. If he doesn't make a complaint or nothing comes up, then it'll all go away. Instead of being like, oh yeah, I mean, Bob does that 12 times a week. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. She's like, oh yeah, and pretend he had a knife or something. He was lunging at you. Nobody cares what anybody does on the camera. You just do whatever you want. You
actually got stabbed by something he was carrying? I mean, you could have killed him and you would have been fine.
Do you want to kill him? We can go out and get him. Like, if you think that would be...
kill him right now, and I think we can still, we could still swing it.
We can just find any person of that social stat and just get one of them, if that would make you feel better. But because that feels more like it.
That would have been the actual reaction. But again, this is fantasy world movie where police do their jobs and like at least try to not do brutalities. So yeah, it's like you got to keep it quiet for about a month, then it'll be okay. So then he goes home, clearly hungover, and June Diane Raphael is there even earlier than she was supposed to, and he just like is too hungover to think of any kind of lie, and she immediately is like, you got drunk and fucked Julia Garner, you son
Yeah.
of a bitch.
My guy, you got to make an attempt here. You got to try something.
Nah.
You don't just stare
Whatever.
blank
He's
face
so
and be like,
tired.
"Oh, what?"
Listen, there's two things you can do in this situation to try to make it better. One, lie, which is of course always the right response to any social situation.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Just lie as much as you need to. Or two, immediately be like, oh, man, honey, I fucked up. I'm so sorry.
Right.
Start coming clean immediately.
Yeah, I have AIDS now.
The worst thing you can do is nothing.
Yeah. It's true. And I mean, he does seem to come clean kind of quickly, I would bet, because it's just like
he doesn't deny.
Seems like he folds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to get ahead of the accusation.
Right.
You have to admit it before she puts it together, because then at least you're being honest instead of just like getting caught.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. Totally agree.
That's fair.
Not speaking from experience, but
no,
obviously the spirit of what we're talking about.
And that explains why you're covered in vodka right now, right? Like someone just poured a bunch of vodka
they
on
see
you.
me in the liquor store, they're like, "You motherfucker!"
Yeah.
And why wash it off? It cleans you really. So keeping it on makes sense.
It's leaving a nice film of exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's definitely a real thing that you can do with alcohol and wounds, and not a horrible mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Only Everclear, I think.
Oh, not even then. Not with any alcohol. Don't do it.
Goldschlager, maybe, because that's gold. So like that. And it has
that's
those little
true.
things in it to cut.
All you're gonna do is irritate the wound
tummy.
and like make it take longer to heal.
What about Pepsi? Can you do it with Pepsi?
Ooh, tasty.
Pepsi, if you want to sponsor the podcast, get in on this action. Get us to say you can cure disease with your Pepsi. Let us know. Our DMs are open. But anyway, yeah. So he's fucked. So Alden Ari's fucked.
Now, June Diane Raphael is mad at him because he got drunk and cheated on her. Mm-hmm. And he like shambles through work, and the chief of police gives him a look that's like, I know you cheated on my daughter. And it's like, God, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked.
Funny. Just go walk into the river at this point, dude. It's not, you can't you can't fix it. Like, it's over for you. And like, we'll learn things are not going to work out for him. But
I honestly maybe worked out for the best for him, considering what his options were.
For sure.
At least this way people will be sympathetic.
Mm-hmm. He'll be a hero, kind of, depending on how much is explained to who. Because I also feel like, or maybe he'll be pinned as the villain, because it kind of makes sense in a really roundabout way. If you wanted to
when we get
frame
there,
somebody.
We'll speculate on this, but I don't know. I can't imagine what they tell people.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he goes outside. His life is falling apart, and he sees the drug addict from before walking towards the police station. Thinks he's there to promote to report the police brutality, and is like, "You motherfucker! I told you to stay out of here!" And like goes into his car and starts chasing him down. And you're like, "Uh-oh, what's he gonna do?" But fortunately, we don't get to find out right away, because we smash cut to, I believe, James is the name of this character.
Sure.
Who is the drug addict.
It is James. Yeah.
So we see him wandering the streets, trying to find cars he can break into, calling what I think is his brother, with an obvious lie about how he just needs some money to buy clothes so he can start a new job, but he really just wants money for drugs. Yeah. And his brother, clearly this has happened enough that his brother's like, I'm not doing this.
Probably smart.
I mean,
fool me once.
I mean, in this situation, like, hey, listen, you extend the benefit of the doubt, once, twice, maybe 3 times if you're really nice. Mm-hmm. This sounds like it's gotten to the point where any reasonable person should be like, no, man, I know what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
but he steals some like children's stuff and tries to pawn it, but the pawn shop owner is like, I'm not buying your clearly stolen kid stuff.
Yeah. Probably smart.
Mm-hmm. So he keeps wandering around, decides to break into that building we see, and then cop shows up. Also, actually, I think we first see him trying to light up like a meth pipe in a tent in the woods, and it's not working. So that's why he wants money for drugs.
Ooh, we love
That's
drugs.
Mm.
But wait. No, yeah, okay.
Yes?
I'm trying to remember the order of this one. This one's the only one that's tricky. But keep going. I don't.
Yeah, so he gets caught by Alden Ehrenreich, by Paul, and we see it all happen. You know, he gets beat up. Paul lets him go because of the police brutality, and he just runs off and just keeps going about his day of trying to steal stuff. He decides to break into a house because it's raining.
Right. Yeah.
And he happens to come by Alex's house with all the newspaper up and everything.
Oh, what?
And all the mail in like the front yard or something.
Right.
Like
yeah. Like there's a bunch of untaken newspapers in the driveway. I think that's why he's like, oh, they must not be home. So that's why he tries to break in there.
Yeah.
Which, hey, if somebody's doing something in that house, do that. Get the newspapers because it makes you look super suspicious. But, you know, we'll see later. Maybe they didn't even know. Yeah.
He manages to break in on like the second floor. He like climbs up a drain pipe and breaks in through a second story window. And he like takes a pillowcase and starts like putting stuff that seems valuable, like silverware and DVDs and stuff in it. But while he's wandering around stuffing stuff in the suitcase, in the pillowcase, he sees two adults sitting on the couch, just staring blankly into space and not reacting to him. Oh. And at first he's like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. Oh man, it's just like the economy, man. It's like, what?
Yeah.
But then he realizes that they're not reacting to him and he's like, oh, and just goes back to stealing.
Love it.
This guy's just a world-class dipshit, and I kind of love that.
It really is.
Yeah.
So he goes back to stealing, and he like drops his stuff, and then the parents start reacting to him, and he's like, what the heck?
I don't think they react to him until he.
Right. He ends up seeing a door that he goes into, which goes down to a basement.
Mm-hmm.
And when he like starts to go down it because he's looking for more stuff to steal, and he sees a bunch of kids just standing in the basement staring into space. What? But as he like sort of like leans down and looks at them, they all turn to face him at the same time, and so he just freaks out and like runs away, closes the door, and is like, fuck, I'm sorry. And this is when he spills his stuff, and the parents start reacting to him, and he's like, fuck. So he just grabs everything he can and runs out the door, and they close the door behind him. And he gets out. So he goes to the pawn shop, and the pawn shop owner is like, well, this is clearly stolen also, but I decided I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, it's stolen. A stolen tablet is like, that's going to get found. But like silverware, it's like this, you know, that's a much easier.
Like, much harder to trace. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you give him like $100, like $200 or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Decent, but not that large amount of money. But while he's there, he looks up and sees there's a $50,000 reward for information that would lead to the return of the missing children.
Oh my!
He sees all the pictures and he's like, "Oh shit, those are the kids I saw in that basement."
Love the look he gives the picture when he's looking at it, like such a funny, like dopey look. For while he's like clicking in his head.
What do we
this actor, by the way, named Austin Abrams. He's not. I don't recognize him from anything, but he's been in some stuff. He's gonna be, I think, the lead of the Resident Evil movies. But like, loved him in this. So good. And like, yeah, I think this character could really have sucked if this role if this like wasn't played well, but it was. So
he's just like, he sucks really bad because like he never realizes the gravity of any situation he's in. But also like it's hard to like really hate him because he never realizes the gravity of any situation he's in. It's not like he's like, I don't care about a bunch of missing kids. It's just like it never registers to him that this is a thing that should be concerning.
Right. So true.
Also, the idea that someone lives in this town and has not heard of this, insane to me. right? Like, and it
Well, to
seems
be
like
fair,
maybe
he seems
kind
to
of travels.
mostly
Yeah,
he seems to be a transient and b mostly spend his time in the woods getting high.
that's fair. I still feel like you'd hear about it from like a, you know, animal or something. Rabbit, it'd be like $50,000. Those kids are gone. But especially because
so
I feel like
called,
he'd be a huge, like, people would assume he did it. Not like assume he did it,
yeah.
I guess, but like the random guy living in a tent in the middle of the woods, I feel like would be a prime suspect for maybe he took those
He's
kids.
a suspect. 100%. Yeah.
He probably got brought into the police station, but they just, they didn't have anything on him. And in this,
Yeah,
this
and
is a
they're
world where the
probably-
police at least try to do their jobs. So the fact that they realize, like, yeah, there's nothing that we can actually tie him to this with, they just let him go.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, he gives the world's most suspicious phone call where he's like, I have information about the kids, but first, can you send me the money? And also, can I not go to a police station?
Yeah.
So reasonably, they tell him no. So he's like, I guess I have to go to a police station if I want the money. Because he does actually have information.
Yeah.
And I love when he's like, when they're talking to him on the phone, you don't hear. Actually, I can't remember if you hear the other side of the conversation.
No,
but at one point, the person on the other side probably says, how many? He's like, I don't know, all of them? 17, whatever, how many kids there are?
Yeah.
Just totally guessing. But also, it's like, yeah, that's probably where they all are. It'd be weird if only 16 of them were there and then one of them was in another house.
It's really good because, like, again, he is right and he has seen them, but like it 100% tracks that no one took this call seriously.
Yeah, totally agree.
So he goes to the police station. This is when Paul sees him and like chases him down. Does not catch him. Actually, he manages to run off into the woods where the car can't chase him. So he seems like he's safe. But then, as he's sort of like catching his breath in the woods, he looks in the distance and he sees a clown wave at him.
Yeah, pretty good.
What the fuck is that about?
No, but
what is that about, though?
No, everything we know. What the fuck was that about?
I mean, I feel like I can come up with an explanation for that, but I've got to wait till we get there in the story.
Yeah, I think I can too. But yeah, well, it's complicated. And it's not complicated. It's a little weird that it would work this way, but I think you're right.
Yeah. So he gets freaked out and he runs over to his tent and like zips it up and is like, but he hears someone approaching and slowly unzipping the tent. So he grabs up some of the dirty needles he has lying around and tries to stab him.
Weapon.
But it wasn't the clown. It was Paul.
Well, different kind of clown. But yeah.
That's true. Well, hey, I wouldn't sully the good name of clowns by comparing them to cops.
That's a good point. Clowning is like a job and like there's an art to it.
Yeah, you got to learn. Like, you got to go to an academy and like really learn all the techniques and the traditions. It's not just, you go to a police station and they're like, how racist are you? And you're like, so racist. And like, cool, here's your badge and your gun.
Yeah.
Some of them might be like that,
That's true. Not all
some of the clowns.
Yeah, not all circuses are as reputable as you would expect, but I definitely most circuses I feel like try to weed those out, those types.
Anyway, yeah, so it's Paul. He stabs him with dirty needles in the face, and Paul freaks out again. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Well, now he's probably addicted to heroin.
At least that, right? Yeah.
Like, listen, when I say it seems like he has a kind of a phobia about this, I don't mean to say it's not bad to be stabbed with dirty needles. It definitely is.
Well, and he's like an alcoholic, so I can't imagine like if it is like heroin or something, he's not in a great place to, deal with that.
Yeah, he doesn't have the personality type to resist the addiction.
So his support system all collapsed the other day, or like earlier this morning. So
yeah,
I think that's it for him.
So he arrests James. And is like bringing him into prison, but James is like, well, first very unconvincingly denies that he has herpes or AIDS.
Yeah,
it's over for Paul. Like it's just over. He's addicted to so many drugs and has every disease now.
But then he says like, hey, I wasn't going to the police station to like rat on you. I have information about the missing kids so that I can get money. I want to be very clear that I'm doing this for money.
Money, please.
And Paul, I guess, maintains enough professionalism to be like, okay, if this guy actually has information about these kids, I should follow up on that.
Yeah.
Look, then he'll be a hero, and maybe people will like him again when he finds the kids.
I think that's a big part of it. Yeah.
So
if he's the hero cop who finds the kids, maybe June Diane Raphael will stop being mad at him.
My father will love me again.
And we should all hope to make sure June Diane Raphael is never mad at us.
I agree.
That's fair.
So they go to the house. Paul is like, I'll check it out, but I don't believe you. So he goes inside. A little detail I love is that every time we see the door open in this movie, there's clearly no one opening it. It just opens.
Yeah.
And like no one ever comments on this or like thinks it's weird. So he goes inside, and then we just cut to like late at night that night. It has not come back out. James is just like sitting in the back of the police car still, like, man, this sucks.
Yeah, because he's stuck there. He's locked in it. Like, he's really fucked.
What if you gotta pee?
What if you have to pee? Great question.
He has pissed himself by then. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
And then in the middle of the night, the door opens again, and Paul comes out, like throws open the door and drags James into the house.
Oh shit!
And then we cut to, I forget the name of this character. Marcus.
Wong.
Marcus is the name of the character.
Yeah.
This is Benedict Wong's character. And we join him on the other side of his phone call with Julia Garner when he's like, you really like following Alex home was psychotic behavior. But we see now from this side of the conversation that she does convince him that like there sounds like there is something kind of wrong going on in the house. So he's like, I will call the parents in for a meeting just to make sure that no abuse is happening.
That's great.
What a good guy. What a good.
He should
guy.
do this. It's gonna help. Helps a little bit, I guess, but not in the way we want.
I mean, it kind of leads to everything being resolved in a way.
Oh, for sure.
Sure, yeah. Helps us a ton as viewers. Real good for us.
Oh, yeah, it would suck if they didn't do this and then the movie just ended here. He was like, no. And then you're like, and then like a little kid narration. They never found the kids. And then we all, I guess if we are the kids, I'm the narrator kid. We're still in the basement. The end. And you'd be like,
I don't think the narrator kid is one of the 17 kids.
Yeah, you know what? That's true because she does. Or if it is a she, they talk about it like it's a different group of kids. So, pretty cool.
But anyway, so he calls the parents in for a meeting, but the parents aren't who show up. Instead, it's the clown woman that James saw before.
What?
Oh my god!
And it turns out the clown thing has just been this older woman with like wearing a wig of like fiery red hair and wearing way too much makeup. And when I realized that's what the clown motif was, I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah. You went with hilarious?
So funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And I feel like the reaction that the the desk person or whatever, who's like tells Wong like the parent person is here, and then Wong's like send him in, and the person's like, but they're weird though. Like there's something wrong with them. So like just be prepared for that with her eyes. I really appreciated that. And yeah.
So she shows up and she introduces herself as Alex's Aunt Gladys. Not one of his parents or his legal guardian. But she says that the parents have been very sick lately. So she has sort of like come to visit to help take care of Alex. And
with consumption.
Yeah, she says consumption. They have consumption. And Benedict Wong is like, oh, that's, I thought that was what people in the Oregon Trail got. I don't even know what it is really. Like tuberculosis?
What the fuck are you talking about, lady?
Which is, by the way, correct. So consumption is tuberculosis.
Okay.
Um,
You mean to tell me Alex's parents got tuberculosis?
that's what she's claiming.
Yeah.
And she kind of just like skirts. She's kind of like sidesteps. She's like, ha ha ha, that is silly. Anyway, and he's like, I really do need to talk to his guardians though, because we received a complaint that there might be, a situation at the house, and I just need to make sure that's not true. So she's like, he even says like, I can, if they're okay with it, I could come to the house and talk to them. And she's like, no, 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 I'm sure they'll be better soon. They'll talk to you on the weekend, like next week or whatever. And this is clearly bizarre, but he seems to not really think about it after that, because the next thing we see him is he is eating dinner with his husband, and they're watching a documentary about cordyceps, a parasite that takes over someone's brain, an ant's brain.
Yep.
I bet that's not related though.
Lot of parasite talk. I do think that's also something that like Julia Garner is teaching the kids later. We see
actually don't see
like
that until the last perspective.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, by this point, I think we all kind of know what's going on, or at least we have a sense for it. But if this was something that was further, like earlier in the movie, I'd be kind of annoyed. Unless it was a double fake out, then you never know. But yeah. Also, what are they eating?
What are they eating? I don't remember.
Was it soup?
You don't remember? No. Well, there might be soup involved as well. They just have a enormous like platter of hot dogs. They're gonna chow down on 7 hot dogs between the two of them, which is a reference to a Whitest Kids You Don't sketch where Timmy goes to the doctor and the doctor's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "I've been eating 7 hot dogs a day for this amount of time." And like that's apparently that's the Whitest Kids You Know reference that made it into the movie. So
okay, interesting.
Because otherwise, it's an insane amount of hot dogs to eat per person in that sitting. Like. They, kind of sit down and watch a document. What is this? It's not like the World Cup or something. It's like a documentary. Put on your little matching Mickey and Minnie shirts and just eat 3.5 hot dogs. Neither of you are like competitive eaters, right? I don't think.
Hey, Nando, that sounds like a great day to me.
I mean, I as much as I love hot dogs, 2 is my max. And like,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
2, you're gonna feel sick.
7, you have to open a second pack. Or something. Well, it depends, I guess, what kind of hot dogs are working with. Sometimes it's 8. Sometimes it's 6. The fancy kind of 6. But oh yeah, just an insane food situation.
I don't think when you're eating 7 hot dogs that you're eating the fancy ones.
I mean, they seem like listen, if you're Timmy or someone that's just eating hot dogs off the street from vendors, sure. But these guys prepare a little banquet for themselves of the hot dogs, and they have little TV trays. Like, I think they go all out, and this is the good hot dogs. But I don't know why. Yeah, we'll never know. Yeah. Maybe they'll fix that in because they say they want to do an origin for one of the characters, or maybe some sort of prequel, which they probably shouldn't. But you never know.
What I heard is that was originally part of the script, but they wisely chose to excise it from the movie.
Good.
Yeah. But maybe they'll do that with Wong and the hot dog situation. Maybe that'll be what we'll do instead.
Maybe.
But yeah,
maybe that'll be the name of the movie, The Hot Dog Situation.
The Hot Dog Situation. Wong and the hot dogs.
Anyway, they're getting ready to chow down on their dogs. When there's a knock at the door, and Marcus goes to answer it, and it's Gladys.
Whoa.
And she's all distressed. She's like, "Oh no, my car, like out of gas. Oh, I had to run all the way here. Oh my goodness. Oh my good golly gosh."
Yeah.
And Marcus, to be fair, is like, "This is weird, and I think you should leave."
Yeah. Like, good on Marcus. He could have saved their lives if
he could have.
Well,
I mean, I think the question that he should have asked that maybe would have clued his husband into that this is something they shouldn't indulge is like, how did you get my address?
Right,
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Because, like, if I'm the husband, I guess I assume that either she, like, came on off the street or she's not someone that he knows or, like, he gave her the address for some reason. If you say that out loud, it's clear, like, this is a woman who, like, stalked you or something. It's like, okay, don't come in.
Yeah.
But, the husband is less aware of how weird this is and so invites her in. and offers to give her some water. And she's like, "Give it to me in a bowl. I don't drink. I don't use cups."
So
and again,
funny.
stop it right there. You just
Well,
you can't let this continue. Only too many weird things can happen. It's like, no, you're gonna get the cups. It's my fucking house.
I liked her excuse for this, which is just, I'm a weirdo and I don't want to explain it, but this is just what I do. And I'm like, all right, you can have a bowl if you really, really want one.
I feel like this character is very good at presenting as just like a very eccentric old woman who, of like the type that does exist, where you're like, this person's annoying and I don't want to deal with them, but they're not dangerous. They're just weird.
Right. Yeah. This also, this person is I don't know how tuberculosis works, but I would assume if I'm walking, I'm like, don't come into my house, ma'am. There's a good chance you have tuberculosis as well.
Very,
very
like contagious.
Communicable,
Absolutely.
I would assume. Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's a great point.
That's another reason to keep this woman at arm's length. But I mean, whatever. Go on.
Whatever.
They did great job.
She is like doing stuff. She like takes a bowl of water and she takes out like a stick that she wrapped like reading ribbons that were in Marcus's office around, and he's like, "What the fuck is that? Why do you have that?" And then she asks his husband to come near her to like get something, and she just cuts off a bit of his hair, and they're both like, "What the fuck is happening?"
At least that's when he calls 911. It's when the hair gets cut.
Yeah, so, Marcus starts to call 911, but unfortunately, that's right when she puts some blood on the stick, wraps the hair. Oh no! First she puts some blood on the stick, and then Marcus does a T-pose and like stops reacting to external stimuli. And his husband's like, "What's going on, Marcus? Why are you reacting?" And that's when she wraps a strand of the husband's hair around the stick and snaps it. And Marcus just goes ballistic.
Oh no!
Just, like tackles his husband, chokes him, and like headbutts him in the face over and over again until he dies.
It's a shame.
Pretty brutal.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Real shame.
She's like, "Cool, now this one." And she does it again with the lock of hair she took from Julia Garner, or that someone took from Julia Garner.
Oh no.
So that's when Marcus stands up in his Mickey Mouse shirt and his face covered in blood and just runs halfway across the town. We see several shots of him just like on the side of the road running, panting like a dog.
Yep.
As people are like, "What the fuck?
What?"
This
and I feel like
fucking weird. No, I think it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I feel like if I'm her, I'm like a little bit less cavalier about this whole thing. Well, not a little less cavalier, but like if you're Gladys in this situation, it's like, okay, because she just packs it up and she's like, all right, I did my thing, and they can't fucking, you just bled in the bowl. Like, your DNA is everywhere in this house, miss. What are you gonna do? Like, they might check the house for weird shit when they find this guy all murdered and then the next one is murdered as well. But that's why, like, I feel like this plan would have gone on for max a week from this point, no matter what. Because
I think,
of
as we
how
learn
much
later, her plan was not to stick around after this.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, so yeah, then we get back to the scene as we saw it in Archer's section, where Marcus shows up and tries to kill Justine, and Archer saves her, like tries to beat up Marcus, tackles him into a convenience store refrigerator. Nothing actually slows him down. He keeps coming, but she runs off down the street, and he ends up getting hit by a car full force, brain pancaked on the pavement.
Fucking brutal. They
well, she like gets in her car too, and he's like, "I'm gonna chase the car." And there's a second where I'm like, "Don't." She's like, he manages to punch through her
window,
driver's side or passenger side window. Yeah, and I'm like, "Can you do that with just your fists?"
No,
I guess maybe you can.
Well,
but like, I don't know.
I think what's going on with the people that this has happened to is they sort of just ignore all pain and external stimuli, and like, because like if you, and this is like a fiction trope, that's gone before. Like, if a human just flat out used all the strength of their muscles with no concern for how much damage they were doing to their body, you could do some surprising things.
That's true. It's pretty cool. I feel like one thing I like about these guys when they're weapons, let's use that as a verb, is they're like zombies a little bit, where they're like running and trying to grab you. But like, if you open a door, they can open a door too. Like, you can't really, cheat the way you could cheat with a zombie. Like, you gotta really be clever with it. Also, this is my other favorite line read is Julia Garner in the not convenience store, but like whatever it is, the gas station, store, when the guy at the gas station who's just like there is like, get out of my store, and she screams at him, and I don't remember exactly what it is she says, but it's something to the effect of like, what the fuck are you doing, help me, or something. And it's really funny.
Help me, asshole, or something like that.
Yeah,
it is funny. It is a funny line.
But yeah, and then Wong gets his head exploded into mush. Very good, very good.
Yep. So a couple hours later, Josh Brolin gets let out of the hospital for all the like injuries he took fighting Marcus. And Justine is waiting for him in the lobby when he gets out, and she's like, "Hey, thanks for not letting me be randomly killed by my boss."
Yeah, that would have sucked.
And he's like, "Yeah, I was pretty mad at you, but I wasn't let you be murdered by your clearly like psychotic boss." Mad.
Also, is this guy involved in the disappearance? Because boy, howdy.
Yeah, it feels like he probably took the kids.
Well,
so
now we see the two of them are like, they're putting things together. Because Josh Brolin's like, he was running exactly the way the kids did on the ring footage.
Right.
And he shows her the map he made of the two lines intersecting, and she's like, wait a minute, that's Alex's house. I've been there.
Yeah.
So that's when we cut to the last smash cut to Alex's perspective. And this one goes all the way back to before any of this happened.
Oh.
So we see Alex getting picked up by his dad, who's kind of a goofball, kind of like teases him, like messes around a little bit, but clearly a loving dad. His mom too. Like, his parents seem like they really care about him, and he has a good home life. But we also learned that his Aunt Gladys is coming soon. He's never really, like, Alex has never really met her, and even the mom whose sister it apparently is like, I haven't seen her in like 15 years. But she doesn't have anywhere else to go. Their mom is dead, and she's like really sick and needs help, so they're like, we gotta take her in, because that's what family's about.
Family.
Family.
So she arrives that night, and it is Gladys as we have seen her, but she looks a little more sickly, a little older. And she's a big weirdo, but everyone's like, well, whatever. The next morning, Alex comes downstairs, and his parents are just sitting at the kitchen table, staring blankly, not doing anything.
Oh, no.
And Gladys is like, you got to go to school, buddy. Take the bus. And he's like, what the heck? But I think he does go to school, and he's just like, has a normal school day. His parents do not come to pick him up. So eventually he just walks home. And he gets there late, and his parents are still just staring at each other at the dining room table. And he's like, all right, what the heck is happening? So Aunt Gladys, instead of explaining, does some twig magic like we saw before. It makes them start stabbing themselves in the face repeatedly. And she's like, I'll only make them stop if you say you'll do whatever I say, Alex. And he's like, fine. So he becomes basically her little servant. He has to like keep the household running while she does whatever she wants. He feeds them soup every day so they don't die. His parents, that is.
Yeah, he does a pretty bad job at it, if we're being honest.
Well, to be fair, they're not helping at all.
Their mouths aren't open, but like, still, I feel like a straw maybe or something, or like a little, like a system. You could do a system. But
Okay, but
also,
he's
just
8.
get broth. Don't get soup. I know.
Yeah.
This is why kids need to be taught more stuff in school, less of this woke stuff, and more about different funnels and systems.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and one of these like lessons we hear Justine giving a lesson about parasites to the kids, and you're like,
yes.
We also see her being kind of a good teacher at one point, where like after a few days of this, Alex is clearly like something's up with him, and she's like, "Hey Alex, you can talk to me if you need to," and like tries to gently prod him to open up. But he doesn't say, an ancient witch has moved into my house and is controlling my parents.
Yeah.
Perhaps somewhat understandably. But yeah, so it goes on like this for a little bit, but she's still getting sicker. And she's like, I need more help to be less sick. And she's like, if you help me get less sick, then maybe I'll let your parents go. So he agrees to steal personal items from every child in his class, which he ends up doing in terms of the little like name tags they made for their cubbies in the classroom. And this is when Justine is like trying to, be a good teacher at him.
Yeah. Also, that one kid chucked a pencil at him or something.
Oh yeah,
and that's Josh Brolin's
son is bullying him.
Yeah. Classic.
Another moment of her being a good teacher. When he does that, she's like, "Hey, go out in the hall. We don't do that," and is like trying to enforce anti-bullying discipline.
Like, Alex, do you want me to hit Matthew? Will that make it better? How about I dump his head in the toilet?
It's just, everything we've seen of Justine so far is mostly about how she sucks. So it's kind of interesting to then in this late section see like, she actually was kind of a good teacher.
Right. I do feel like we very rarely, I feel like we've had that movie Bad Teacher, but besides that, very rarely did the teachers get to be good teachers in teacher life and then alcoholic train wrecks in regular life, but like that's interesting.
So yeah, with all the name tags, she does a big version of the twig snapping spell, and all the kids run out at 2:17 a.m. and run into their house. And Alex is like, "Oh my god!" And then he has to get lots of soup every day so he can feed it to the kids as well as his parents. And at this point, basically, I think we just skip ahead to the present. No, we do see like she has him clean up the house and like make everything presentable for when the cops stop by immediately after the disappearance.
And she has to go into the thing with the dad and pretend that he had a stroke, right? To get like when they get questioned. It's so funny.
Right, yeah. So I would love to see it again to check, because like we see Alex at the police station at the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
To see if you can see her early. I think they have a tight zoom on.
I believe you can. I think you can see like the orange hair or something in the shot.
Okay. But yeah, so she's like, Dad had a stroke, so he can't really talk, but we're here. And so like, just showing how she got away with it. And again, I do think the fact that no one is thinking, well, obviously someone cast a magic spell to make all the kids run into the basement.
Right.
Is probably a good big part of how she got away with it.
Yes.
Well, I also feel like the dad still has all his fork stuff going on his face. She tries to cover that up. I feel like we see her putting like makeup on, but then when we see him having it, like having the conversation not having the conversation, but being at the questioning, like it didn't do that good of a job. What do people think happened to him? Like they say he had a stroke, but like, and then he fell on a bunch of forks or something.
Yeah.
It's a really specific look that I don't think she's hiding well enough. Yeah. Maybe she went to the forest and Needle Man got her too. He's out there. He's getting everybody.
Uh-oh. Not Needle Man.
Not Needle Man.
But anyway. So yeah, then we see Justine and Archer outside the house being like, should we go in? And Alex comes out of his room and Gladys is like, we're leaving soon. Don't cross the salt line. We see both of his parents are just standing in front of the door to her room, really his parents' room, but she took it over.
Mm-hmm.
And they're standing behind a line of salt and just staring at Alex. Justine and Archer go into the house, and there are also lines of salt on the floor here, along with Paul and James, the drug addict, are just standing there gormlessly. So Justine and Archer are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
But as soon as they cross the salt lines, the people attack them. Paul attacks Justine and James attacks Archer. And I love about this where at no point is James actually threatening to Archer whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's just like constantly like suplexing him over the furniture and everything. But it's just because he's, magicked up. He just doesn't stop coming. So it's really more annoying to Archer than anything else.
Yep.
I hate it when you get magicked up. And well, never mind. We'll move on from that. I also think it helps that he's Josh Brolin, a 60-year-old humongous man. And she's like, that's the thing. If this were Pedro Pascal, I might have a little bit less trouble. Or I might be like, oh man, he's in some trouble. But with Josh Brolin, it's like, he's going to be fine.
I mean, in universe also, he's like a contractor. He's clearly someone who like works with his hands. So he's probably, has, decent amount of strength. And James is a strung out drug addict. So it makes perfect sense that James really can't do anything to him.
Who also, I assume, hasn't eaten today or in the last couple of days or something like so.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Justine, however, is having much more trouble because Paul is a cop who has to at least pretend to stay in physical shape. Probably takes a bunch of steroids too.
He's got that drug face needle magic now. Or strength.
Yeah.
He's so good.
So she's having a much worse time. She tries to vegetable peeler his face, but it's not working. He doesn't care. Yeah, that sucks to watch. Meanwhile, Alex puts a toe over the salt line, and his parents immediately try to attack him.
Oh, no.
It seems he figured out that was going to happen because he immediately runs, jukes them through some of the rooms, because fortunately with like shared bathrooms, there's more than one way through this part of the house.
Yeah.
And manages to get into Gladys's room, where he like locks the door behind him so he can look around. Meanwhile, Justine is getting her ass beat by Paul, while Archer, I think James kind of like tries to tackle him and like doesn't really do much, but does sort of send him spilling through the basement door. And Archer sees all the kids standing down there, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, the kids!" Justine manages to steal Paul's gun and shoots him and kills him. And so that stops her from getting choked to death. And then she shoots James too, because he was trying to kill Josh Brolin.
Yep.
But Archer is single-minded now. Like, Justine's just trying to catch her breath and be like, what the fuck happened? But Archer runs down into the basement and is like checking all the kids, looking for his son. But does he find his son? No. Instead, Huda was wondering I should appear. But
jump scare.
Wow. That old lady from the thing where you watch a video and then it's a normal video, but then a big monster face shows up. Remember that from like the olden days? They do that.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. But it's Gladys without her wig, so she looks like a horrible old woman. And she like takes steals his. Yeah. She goes blah and steals his necklace.
Yep.
So Justine is like trying to catch her breath upstairs when Archer comes up and tries to kill her because he got magicked. Oh no. But Alex upstairs, while his parents are like battering down the door, takes one of the branches from her magic tree that she keeps in her room.
Yeah, she has a magic tree.
And one of her wigs, and goes into the bathroom, locks the door so his parents are, have more door to get through before they reach him. And then does what he saw her do before. He takes one of the hairs from her wig, one of her actual hairs, not a wig hair, wraps it around the stick, pricks his hand with it so he's got blood all over it, and then snaps it over a bowl. And Gladys seems to sense this happening
Mm-hmm.
and immediately goes like, oh fuck. And
Yeah.
the funniest scene in the movie then happens.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's happening, folks.
As this old woman in a bathrobe with
Mhm.
with no hair just starts shambling, like runs out the door and starts shambling through the neighborhood, like barreling through people's houses and through their backyards, just like screaming like
Yeah.
as a distant rumbling sounds, and then a stampede of 17 children just comes barreling after her.
Breaking through glass. They're just like jumping through 18
Just
different
like-
windows.
Yeah, just like selling windows and like shattering doors. Just single-mindedly going for her ass. And
Yeah,
it's
there's
so
one
funny 'cause we
great
keep
shot.
seeing it.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, go on. I think you're going to say what I was going to say.
So we keep seeing it from the perspective of the people in the neighborhood. So like we'll have people in their house be like, "What the hell?" When Gladys runs through, and then a bunch of kids run through, and they're even more confused. And great shot of a dude just like mowing his lawn,
Yeah, I love
and then
him.
just sees Gladys run between two houses, and he's like, "Huh?" And then 17 children all screaming, chasing after her.
Just so
He's
clutch,
just
sort of
like-
man.
Huh? And just keeps mowing.
Mm.
That's so good. Full
Yeah.
comedy. Full comedy.
But eventually, we're following one kid who like smashes through a couple windows, tracks down Gladys at a front yard and tackles her, so she can't run anymore. All the kids catch up and they start just beating the shit out of her, biting her, tearing
Yeah.
at her. And this is when it becomes terrifying again because they literally tear her to pieces.
Yeah,
Pretty
that was
cool.
We
That was
see them
brutal.
like rip the top of her skull off.
yeah,
Yep.
that was quite
And-
brutal.
All it takes is one. One child can do that. So, gotta watch out. 17 of them, they'll do it,
You know, I
as,
feel
as
like-
well.
I feel like, there's been that internet debate, like how many kindergartners could you
Oh,
take at a
yeah.
single time?
Ooh, yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, I could take 20, 30 kindergartners easy, probably as many as 50. This kid shows 17 determined 8-year-olds could ruin your life.
It's true.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and they they rip her head off or rip her head in half and stuff. And then all the magic dies with her.
Yeah.
Uh,
As soon as she
that's the rule.
dies, it seems like all the spells she casts kind of end. So like
Mhm.
Archer snaps out of it, and he's okay for the most part because he's
Yeah.
right.
he's only been ensorcelled for like a minute. But everyone
Yeah,
else,
I was gonna say it's not clear. It's not made clear in the movie, but it seems like if Gladys was life stealing you, that's why you're kind of in like woozy mode for the kids and probably the parents. But yeah, she didn't get to do that to Josh Brolin.
yeah, it's also not clear exactly how she was life stealing.
Yeah,
A lot of the stuff with her was left very deliberately ambiguous, which I think is for the best.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Well, not until we get the solo of her, where we see we see her learn all her spells, plant the tree,
It's not
some eviler witch than her. It's gonna be great.
Like, it's not even clear if she really is related to this family at all, or if she just used some magic to trick them.
Right, to convince.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
No, again, I don't think that's a problem at all. In fact, I think it works better that way.
Mhm.
Get the weapons
But yeah.
prequel.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
all the kids and the parent and Alex's parents stop trying to murder people and are just standing there like catatonic. So Alex is like hugging his parents. The kids are just standing there. Archer finds his son and is hugging him, and then the voiceover girl comes back. Oh, and Justine's okay. She like Archer didn't kill her before he snapped out of it.
Mhm.
And the voiceover girl comes back and she's like, that was crazy what happened. Alex's parents are in an institution now, and Alex lives with his real aunt, who's nice to him. And some of the kids started talking after a year.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then the movie ends.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, which okay, so now that we've seen what happened in the full context of like the thing, in the beginning of the movie, the little girl says this was a real thing that happened, but the government covered it up or something. You won't hear about it on the news because they made it go away. Impossible. There's no way this wouldn't be. First of all, people be live streaming those kids running down the street. That would be kids would get out their phones. And like, I think this is supposed to take place in like kind of, I guess, present day, right? Is there anything that like?
I think we see some people with smartphones.
Yeah, Julia
right.
Garner's
Yeah.
playing
So
this song off one after the sex. So
that's right. Yeah. So then definitely, you know, there'd be that, and then also, yeah, just a bunch of people all got murdered.
Yeah,
and there's all these right. Yeah. So then the other question is, what do you think they said? What is the official line? Because this must have been in the news all the time for the weeks leading up to it. And like national news, there'd be podcasts of this shit all the time. So like, yeah, what's the line, do you think?
Chemicals in the water made kids go crazy. Huge prank. They got Mr. Beasted.
Probably something with like, they probably tied to James into it, and they're like, Gladys and James like threatened the kids or otherwise got them to all come to this house, and were like holding them prisoner.
That's
and
good.
Like did weird stuff. And
I mean,
kids,
I feel like, it's just to say, cut Gladys out of that completely. And just James did it. James is the cop who went crazy and kidnapped all the kids.
Tore apart an old woman on a lawn. Right?
He told them to. He's so mean. Or Mr. Beast, yeah. Yeah, that's true. It could just be like some new craze the kids are doing where they all hide and then they rip the old ladies in half. Yeah, so, you know, watch out. Your kid might be next. But, yeah, I feel like
a Black Mirror episode waiting to happen.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I feel like Alden Ehrenreich is going down with this ship. Then you'd figure maybe... Because, like, he got shot, like, in the head. Yeah. So, like, he's dead and also, like, was executed. Look, so I feel like you could pretty much say whatever you want about what he did.
Yeah, I feel like, though, if it's a government cover-up, they cast him as, like, hero cop.
That's true.
That's true, yeah.
Because did the homeless person steal him then? And, like, did he steal the cop as well or something? Maybe the cop came to investigate.
I think it's going to be like the cop came to investigate and like they tricked him or stole his gun and killed him. And then like when Justine and Archer got there, they like freed the kids and everything was cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Or they probably confused the timeline a little bit. Probably according to them, Paul got there at the same time.
Right.
And like did the hero cop stuff.
Well, to be fair, apparently that is the main plot hole in the movie that Zach Cregger has admitted to, that people don't see the cop car that should be outside of the house when they go up to it because it never leaves. So like I think that's I think the way that should be explained is like Julia Garner should have been like, oh, I guess the cop is here or something and doesn't, or either the kid should do and doesn't.
That cop car. Now that I think about
it. Yeah, you're probably right. It must be the kid then. Somebody should have seen the cop car and doesn't. And that, so like they're surprised by something that you're like, well, they would know about that. What was I gonna say? Oh, my other things. Yeah, I don't want to forget about this. That kind of not like bugged me, but in the moment, I'm like, wait a second, what was that? Remember when Wong becomes he gets weapons? Do you remember the first thing that he does?
I don't.
Is he
just
T-poses?
Well, after that, I guess, like the first thing he does to like the husband is he just gets over him and then just throws up a bunch of black stuff on him. It's like, what was that? Nobody else does that. And also,
who's that for?
Actually, that's just what happens when you eat 7 hot dogs, Nando.
I was going to say they didn't even eat him yet. They were going to, which means, did he fill up on pudding before the hot dogs? Or is that like just something that had happened? Like his stomach was going to rupture because of all the hot dogs from earlier days.
Or maybe he's like anemic and it's like, if I don't eat 7 hot dogs every day, this is what happens.
Yeah, I just throw up blood.
A bunch of bile.
Yeah, it sucks. I remember that was in the trailer and I was like, ooh, that's going to be weird. And then looking back, I'm like, yeah, I guess they didn't really do that much. It looked cool when he did it. And yeah. Do you guys think you could survive getting weapons?
Oh fuck no! I'm
In what way?
dead.
Good question. Okay,
Like a
well, let's
target
say
of
you're
a weapon.
Like, am I a
target of a
target
weapon.
or do you mean like I become weaponsed and then after a month am I like sane still?
No, okay, so target of a weapon first. So like Wong, let's say somebody exactly your size is like, you know, Naruto running or whatever, T-Pose running down the street and you see them and they're also covered in blood. Are you able to like evade them properly?
No.
First of all,
I'm getting
absolutely
caught
not.
off guard. Yeah.
I'm getting caught, and I think if anyone sees someone attacking someone who looks like me, their first thought will be like, he probably deserves it, right? This is probably for a reason.
I'm just thinking it's happening way too quick. I just, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting around it.
It's tough. I feel like, I mean, assuming you could outrun the person because you can, because they're you, like you could run them into like a crowded area. And I feel like people would
Well, here's the thing.
jump in.
I couldn't outrun this person because this person is possessed, and no matter how exhausted they are, will keep running as fast as possible. Whereas I will get tired immediately.
They have the most
That's
magic.
True. And you don't have a car to jump in. DJ
That's
and I
true.
could drive away, and that would be the best way to avoid them.
Yeah.
But then other question, do you think you could stop yourself from getting weapons?
No.
Right?
Well,
like
here's the
I?
thing. Well, it's super easy for me to not be weaponsed because of all the hair I don't have.
But
so
they don't
like when you think
need hair, right? She just needs stuff.
that's true,
Well,
she would need something
to turn you into a weapon. To send someone after you, she needs hair.
Right. That's right.
That's
right.
true. Yeah. So like what about I think beard hair would work. For sure. It would be hard to get. Like it would be but like I think that would work.
I agree.
Also like I don't know, arm hair probably also in play. So but it would be really hard to get off someone without them noticing.
Plus, you know, if it's my
So, like-
arm hair or even like my beard hair, it's like it's not nice and long. You can't really wrap it around a stick super well.
We don't know
Yeah,
how much she
that's true.
needs.
Yeah, it might just be like that it is there. Technically, it doesn't even really need to be that wrapped around. But yeah, I feel like I feel like it'd be hard to be weaponsed. Be tough. Like so much stuff people could take, you know? Like
So,
from
Nando,
you.
do you think you could beat a weapons?
Is that
I
what
don't
we're
think
gearing
I
up
think I could
towards?
well, yes, I think I could beat the Wong situation. If someone was running at me, I think I could run away from them into people quickly enough that they wouldn't get me. Or that like someone would intervene or something. But as far as like getting weapons, I think I'm pretty easy to get weapon stuff. Like, because there's just so much shit. Like everybody has so much stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Just, you know, go to a place that has stuff. There's a good chance some of it's mine. Do you think you could just take any random thing and then put that around a twig and then put hair around that and snap it, and then that person would just find somebody and just go get him,
think
whoever
so.
thing that is? But it's like,
I mean,
let's see
like
who owns this.
She for Marcus, she takes some ribbons that were in his office. I can't imagine those
Right.
were of great sentimental value to him.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
What is ownership then is the question.
What is ownership? Yeah, exactly.
So what you're saying is if we lived in a communist society, then
Mm.
everyone would be immune to being weapons because no one would own anything.
There it is.
That's true. That's a good
So
point.
the only way to prevent a weapons is to abolish property.
I mean,
Mm.
it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Better than most I've heard.
And then that's weapons.
Woo.
Sir, what do you guys think overall? Still pretty good? Still liked it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Where does it hang up alongside the other horror movies we've done this year? So obviously you like 28 Years Later better, DJ, but like
Obviously.
because that was your favorite. Where do you think it's better or worse than Sinners? Or like do you think you like it more or less than Sinners?
I liked Sinners more. I thought that was like a more complete movie.
I would say for me so far, of those three movies, I would go 28 Years Later, Sinners, Weapons.
Yeah,
They're all
I
really
can't.
good, right? It's like pretty good.
I thought one of those was dog shit, DJ.
I'm saying objective opinion, not DJ opinion, objective opinion.
Yeah, I'm 50-50. I don't know. I could be convinced this is my favorite of the three. I have thought about it a lot since I saw it, but I do think Sinners is like a really good movie. And then Final Destination was this year too, which is also my favorite movie.
Oh,
so like,
yeah,
there's just a lot
I
of
would
good.
type-
Different
put that-
category.
I would probably put that fourth, but I still enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good fun horror.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Yeah. And we got him coming up.
Ooh, yeah, new Jordan Peele. Do you know
Wait
Jordan
for-
Peele wanted to
Well,
direct this movie?
Yeah, he
I
did.
heard, or yeah, did he
was
want to
very
direct
upset he
it or
didn't get it.
produce it?
He wanted to direct it.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Oh,
Zach Kreger wrote it, but he didn't have to direct it. That's just like
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
deal that got made with the distributor that did buy it.
right.
So,
New Line, I think.
if-
Right.
yeah, with New Line. If Jordan Peele's company had bought it, he was going to direct.
It's such a funny what if.
Yeah. And it's
And
pretty
apparently
cool.
he was so mad that it didn't happen that he fired his manager.
I did hear that.
Yeah, that was great.
Cool.
It sucks for that guy, but he should have given him weapons instead.
Yeah, shouldn't have fucked up.
Yeah, instead he's got to do this Him movie, which he also didn't direct. I don't think he directed the Him
He
movie.
did not. He's just like a producer on it.
Yeah, they're doing that
Oh,
thing
really?
where they're
Who
like
directed
from
it?
Jordan,
I
some
don't
guy,
know.
but they're
Like
doing
how
that thing where they're
everyone
like
says-
from the mind of Jordan Peele, and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, what does that mean?
Like
Bill?
how everyone says Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, even though he didn't direct it.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know what Jordan Peele's up to next. Does he have anything else coming? Anyway, we'll figure it out. Untitled Jordan Peele project. Ooh, that comes out next year. Oh, and I guess that one video game he's making. That'll be fun. But yeah, so you guys, do you want to get to our classic segment?
I would love
I
to.
would love that.
All right, DJ, do you have anything to recommend to the fine people?
I do. So I can't remember if I mentioned this last week or the previous week, but this actually came up on the most recent episode of Roses and Rejections that Michelle and I recorded, and we did a little check-in on Bachelor in Paradise. And Bachelor in Paradise has been pretty good this season. I think I did mention this, but they totally retooled the format where they had like the standard format where it's like guys come in, girls come in, and then it's there's more guys, then some of them get eliminated after the couples pair, and then they bring in more girls, and then girls get eliminated as couples repair and stuff. But they got to a point where once they had the couple set, they then are now doing like a kind of like Survivor-y, like Bachelor games kind of thing, and then there's a prize stake, which we don't know the exact details yet, but for $500,000 at the end, which we're gonna see like how that shakes out. But it's been like pretty interesting. The editing, the editing and production has been kind of more loose and fun, which I like. And yeah, it's just been like much better than what we've seen from this franchise in the past. So yeah, it's been like really enjoyable.
Yeah,
so you can watch on Hulu, like in terms of like catching up or whatever. But yeah, like I know I talk about these like stupid reality TV shows a lot, but I've really been enjoying this season of Bachelor in Paradise.
Which I think is the
Wow.
first time I've ever heard you say that about a season of Bachelor anything.
I mean, it's certainly in recent history for sure.
Yeah, there have been some real stinkers.
Like, do I think the upcoming season of Golden Bachelor will replicate this success? No, but I'm gonna take the wins.
But
where
you're
I
going
can
to
get
watch it
them.
anyway.
Oh yeah. Like this, it's my stupid not paid job. But yeah,
But again, if any of those fine companies we mentioned does want to pay us,
That's true.
Yeah.
hit us up.
Even in vodka would be acceptable. But yeah, I've derived joy from it, which is good. And to your point, more than I could say about some of these other franchises recently. So I'm actually telling you, like, it's if you kind of maybe were out on the Bachelor franchise, Bachelor in Paradise has got something for you. There's still a weakness where it's like, because it's all people from like the Bachelor, if you don't know them, it's like, wait, why do I care?
Yeah.
But I still think it's like worth a shot.
So what you're saying is you have to suffer through all the bad Bachelor stuff so you can watch this season.
That is how they get you. But also there's like nothing else right now. There's Perfect Match, which is bad, and we get Love is Blind in like October, but this is like a good kind of fill the gap show.
Well, DJ, may I introduce you to the world of scripted narrative television, where there are many good things, pretty much all the time.
Is this a transition to your rec, Diggins? This is the most
No.
seamless rec. Oh, well.
I'm just saying that.
Well, I'm done anyway, so it's to you, sir.
If it was last week, it would have been when I wrecked Alien Earth, but
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
already wrecked that last week. I'm pulling a DJ for my wreck this week, although perhaps a more accessible version of this than DJ typically does.
Okay.
Because I'm wrecking a 2-player board game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It's a little game called Air, Land, and Sea. I say a little more accessible because it's like 20-25 bucks. Because it's not like a big board game. It's mostly a card game. Where
Is it about?
you
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask. Is it about collecting the samples from the 3 kinds of dinosaurs? Airland and Sea.
you'd think, but
Yeah.
actually no.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
it's actually about your sort of like commanders of 2 sides of a war, and there's the 3 theaters of war: air, land, and sea. And it's mostly a card game. So there are 18 cards in the game: 6 air, 6 land, 6 sea cards. And every round of the game, you each get dealt 6 cards randomly. So 6 cards not in the game for that round. And one by one, you play a card in its theater, air, land, or sea. And in the end, whoever is winning in at least 2 of the theaters has won that round. Now, what makes this a little more in-depth is most of the cards have special powers, so that you can sort of like rearrange where your cards are on the board after you've played them, or like flip your or opponent's cards to like deactivate them, things like that. And the other thing that adds a real extra layer of sort of tactical depth is that you can also at any point choose to retreat and just give up that round. And the earlier in the round you retreat, the less points your opponent gets for that round. So, like, in addition to just trying to win, there's also sort of a balance of like, you don't want to seem like you're winning too hard too early, because then your opponent will just retreat, and like then you don't get that many points. But also, you at the same time have to be thinking like, does this seem like I've entered an unwinnable situation? Or like, is it risky enough that I should just retreat and like avoid them getting more points? Because it's like, you play till like 12, I think. And if you play out to the last round, then the winner gets 6 points. So if you just play it out to the end, a person can win in 2 rounds. But if you're retreating, then it could take a lot longer. So it's a very simple game that I think has a lot of depth to it, and I always appreciate that, because then it's easy to teach, but then like you can play it over and over again and it doesn't get boring.
Nice.
So yeah,
seems cool.
That's my rec for this week. What about you, Nando?
What do I have? I have a couple things. I'll say I watched Eddington. It's interesting. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. But I think it's annoying. So I'm not gonna fully wreck it. I'm curious what people think of it though. I played a weird game, video game called And Roger. Have either guys heard of this?
No.
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. Like that's the way to go into it. It's an hour long. It's $5. I was like, I forget what. Oh, well, I was just like having trouble sleep one night, and then I was like, I'll go on the computer and see if I could do some work. And then ended up seeing a post that was like, this game is really interesting, and that's all they said about it. So it's interesting. There's some parts of it that I think were a little much, but overall, interesting idea. I don't want to say too much about it. And then I'll say a bunch of shows I'm liking that are still working out very well. The Alien Show is good. Twisted Metal, very fun. Peacemaker's coming back this week. I'm excited about that.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Always Sunny is doing a very funny thing. DJ, do you know what Always Sunny is up to this week, or what the end of the season is?
I do not.
You haven't seen anything? Oh, okay. Frank is doing the Golden Bachelor. So he is currently
really?
Golden
Oh,
Bacheloring. Yeah. That's why I was like, is there maybe some crossover? But that's
amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. He's down to 2. It seems like the way they're gonna set up the finale is he's down to 2 women. One of them is an older woman who's like just like him, and the other is the Sunnyverse version of the Hawk Tuah girl. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. Very excited. Last thing though, I would say my big rec for the week, and like I had not read this. I don't think I recommended this last week. No, probably not. It's a comic that I started reading. It's Ultimate X-Men. Did I recommend this last week? Because if I did, then I have other stuff. But
the old one or the new one?
The new one. So this ended up being our book club book this month because we were just like, there's other Ultimate books. There's Spider-Man, that one's going really well, everybody likes it. There's the Ultimates, that one's going really well, everybody likes it. There's the Black Panther one, which I feel like the opinions are mixed. There's the Wolverine one, which is kind of like more what you would expect from X-Men, where it's like Wolverine is the Winter Soldier, but like other characters keep bumping into him. Like, oh, okay, this is kind of a backdoor X-Men book. But then there's this other one, and it's by Peach Momoko, written and drawn, and it looks like that. Peach Momoko is very famous for having this very, like, I don't know, painterly Japanese style that's like, but like, she's done books that are like set in ancient Japan about samurai characters, whatever. This takes place in the present day, and it's about the X-Men, but it's not the X-Men you think, but it is kind of, and it's just very interesting. It's a super easy read because it's very like that, just like not a super heavy on dialogue. But it kind of recontextualizes a bunch of things into like current, like it's like it recontextualizes what mutants are, and what they decide to do, which I think is really interesting, is pretty much make all the Japanese characters in Marvel kind of related to this. So like no matter who, if they're a mutant or not, like they might show up in this story. So you get that, and then you also get versions of characters where you're like, is that supposed to be him? And then you figure out, oh, cool, they're doing that. But overall, I'm enjoying this book way more than I thought I would. Lot more violent than I expected. The kids are supposed to be like adults. I feel like they're like high schoolers, but they look like they're like 10. So I think that changes the tone of the book when they start doing certain things. And then also just a lot of like death in it that's surprising. But yeah, the Ultimate books are all doing something. I mean, again, I haven't read the Black Panther one, but all the rest of them I think are doing something cool. And but this one is the one that is least like the other ones, so I'm happy that it's not stupid and like in fact is pretty cool. So yeah, that's my big rec. And probably a couple things I forgot, but we'll find out what those are in the future. What are we doing next week, fellas?
That's a great question.
Yeah, perhaps that.
Like we said we'd do this week.
Well,
yeah,
no, or we said our weapons. We hedged pretty hard.
You did. Is there? I mean, we have a lot of the debts. People have told us what they are, so we have a list of them, and we'll announce them as they go. But I'm excited to see some of these movies, and yeah, we'll do something. Maybe we'll do one of those next week, unless something comes up. But like, I don't know what it even would be.
Yeah,
because like I feel
Honey
like
Don't comes out this week.
Hell no,
Ugh.
that looks boring.
I'm all about doing debt since we've now amassed so much.
That's true.
It's an Ethan Coen movie, and while he's been a little uneven since he and Joel started making their own movies, normally I would be like, but it's probably at least decent, but the reviews are not so hot.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball. Oh yeah, not that great. I feel like I've seen this trailer so many times, and I'm just like, this is very low energy, weird, kind of like. Anyway, yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. And yeah, we have lots of extra debt.
We gotta do the raffle for the people who did $5.
Oh,
yeah, we should do that. I guess now, yeah, we'll do it next time.
Still open, Nando?
I mean, like, technically they are, like, and you can still watch the thing on the thing. Like, I can end it whenever I want. But so
as long as we're here at the end of the pod, just want to give a quick shout out to last week. We did a fundraiser for the Transgender Law Center. We watched a bunch of tight 90s that each of us picked without telling the others what they were. It was a lot of fun, and we so far, I believe, unless there have been more donations that have come in after, raised $3,200 for the Transgender Law Center. So I just want to once again thank everybody. We think it's a very important cause, especially right now when things are not great for the trans community in many ways. So we really appreciate you guys. I think this was our most successful fundraiser ever. So we really appreciate everybody coming together and, donating so much money. It means a lot to us.
Looking at it right now, if someone wants to donate, when is this? I just did the math. $9.45. That'll get us to an even $3,333.33. I think. I'm gonna have to double check that math, but that's kind of that's the gist of where we are.
Perfect
and
number.
Yeah, the perfect numbers is there's three of us.
1/3 of $10,000.
Exactly 90 a movie number divisible by 3. So it all makes sense. And and thank you everybody for giving us those and stuff, and watching and letting us know what you thought of those movies that we watched, because some people have since watched them and reached out and been like, that movie was weird. So I appreciate that. And
I loved Shia LaBeouf in DJ's movie.
Yeah, he's
inspired performance.
So bad. Just awful. But yeah, so that was lots of fun. Do you guys have anything to plug, DJ?
Just Roses and Rejections for all the aforementioned stuff. And then I'll throw this here now. It's just more of a PSA than a plug. But we will be doing our NFL Survivor Pool for the start of the NFL season. Details will be posted in Discord. But if you just go to ESPN Survivor Pool and type in mostly nitpicking, it is free to enter. Essentially, you pick a team every week to win their game. I think I can't remember if it's win or not lose, like if it's ICATS, but regardless, basically win. And then you cannot use that team again for the rest of the season. And then it's last person standing, and then that person gets to pick a movie. So join up. It's free. It's fun. And you might get to pick a movie if you win.
Yeah.
So that's that, Diggins.
Nope. What about you, Nando?
Videos. I put out my what was Phase 5 about video the other day, so that was cool. And then I'm probably gonna make a video about what's his name. Did you see they cast Mr. Milacek from Severance in the Spider-Man movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll probably do a video about that.
You mean the guy from Mission Impossible Final Reckoning?
That's right, submarine guy.
Commander?
Yep. So it's probably gonna be that. That's probably what the role will be in Spider-Man. I'll probably show up at the end to be like, which way to Russia or wherever I was going in that movie. And then Spider-Man will be like, that way, sir. So I'll be a video about that.
Be out of your damn mind, kid.
That was pretty cool. I like that bit. He was good. That's on VOD now, too. I should watch that again. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so there's that. I was on the Overly Sarcastic podcast. They just put this out, so I wasn't sure when this was going to get released, but they did a bonus episode of their show about Superman. So just talking about the Superman movie, which is fun, which is very good. Yeah, I would say that's it. I feel like maybe there's something else, but I can't remember. So then there won't be. I'll just forget about it. And until next week, I've been at Nando View Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day, all the places.
And I'm at C. Diggins, exclusively on Bluesky.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.